Hey everyone, welcome to the newest episode with your favorite ladies from Petty Party Podcast. I am always so excited whenever all of us are able to make it into the recording and into the studio. It's your girl, Just Nick, checking in.
It's your girl, Paulette, coming out the set. What's good, everybody?
Hey y'all, it's your girl Crystal, aka Champagne Chris, aka Chrissy F. Baby. Please say the baby.
Hi guys, it's your girl Jori, aka Aliyah Gabor.
And it's your girl Michelle, aka Egypt Tippy Nasty. And you know they say the best for last.
I really thought we were going to leave that. Y'all, this is our second episode of the new year, and Michelle's still on 2022.
I mean, the best is,
Thanks,
doing
Paulette.
you.
Thank you.
Yeah, keep doing you.
Now we have
Just because, like,
unity.
y'all really
Now we have
like,
groups.
y'all just be coming for people in their intro.
No,
dang.
facts.
Let's say you want one.
No, not
But-
that I want one.
Okay, y'all, I have a question for y'all, and then we can keep moving. So, okay, for $5,000, would y'all swim in a pool for 15 minutes with 1,000 used condoms floating in it for $5,000?
Yeah, what is a
No.
used condom?
That's the
No.
$5,000.
What do you mean? What is a used condom, nurse?
That has
Nikki?
semen in it.
I mean, is the semen going inside you?
Possibly.
Inside
what if it's
a
like
pool?
her? Well, it's like a
no,
pool of
it's a-
chlorine.
Yeah, it's
It's a
like that's
pool.
chlorine.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm
it
still
could
not
be
doing it.
yeah, like what?
Still not doing it.
That's not enough money.
Yeah, you're gonna have to
Yeah.
upscale on that.
It has
one.
to be $20K.
I don't
Not
know.
even.
Can't do
And
5.
how long was it again?
15 minutes.
That's a
For
long time.
5,000.
You don't have, it's not like they're asking you like to dive to put your
But it
head
doesn't
under.
matter.
So you
Like,
would take
you don't
it.
know.
I would sit at the side. I'd be chilling.
No,
it
they
said
said
swim
go
in,
in
go
the middle.
underneath.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, they didn't say all that.
But if they
That's what swimming is. Swimming is not posted up
swimming
on the
is like
side.
really like going in and all that shit toppling on you.
I'm
shit.
happy. Okay, divers.
There could be-
I'm happy y'all know
I'm
professionals.
just saying.
Well, I can't swim, so there's
I
that.
can, but like,
You know what the crazy part is? I actually am signed up for adult swimming lessons.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I thought you
Even
could swim though.
I
That's
can,
good.
but I want to be like a intermediate swimmer. I want to
Summer.
be able to like really be able to swim, you know?
I
Yeah,
feel that,
swimming in a
yeah.
pool is different from swimming in the ocean.
It really is.
Sure
And
is.
so
That's
I
very
went
true.
ahead and signed up for classes. I start March 6th.
Take it with the YMCA.
Yes, I am.
and that's where I learned how to swim. YMCA, man, they'll get you, boy.
Wow.
I'm telling you.
The affordable price to learn how to survive in the water.
It really is a big difference because I was going to go with this one, like, you know, like a private,
Mhm.
like licensed person. Literally like a $350 difference.
YMCA is always family affordable. They live by that. And speaking of classes, y'all, I attended actually a dance class today, y'all. And let me tell y'all, I need to work on my twerking skills because literally, y'all, I literally was twerking today and I'm like, why is my thighs cramping? What the fuck? Y'all, it was terrible. Even like, there was one part, she was like, oh, it's a modified version, but basically letting us know like nobody better do it. Y'all, when I tell y'all I was doing that modified version, struggling, but it was fun. Jambox Fitness, guys. Check it out in Dallas if you're in the Dallas area. It's pretty lit. Get your twerk on.
So you have
Tell them let Amakalette send you.
Oh, Lord.
You know?
All right, y'all. So we're going to go ahead and jump into our, what are we going to next?
I'm gonna jump into
Right.
the Moto.
Perfect.
What
Mine
does that
did the
stand for?
other.
Mhm.
Not you asking. You
I'm just making
never
sure because
know.
you like to let us know. So.
Paulette, she's one person on this podcast that knows what it stands for.
Okay. This is titled "Boyfriend Told Me Not to Get Him Anything for His B-Day and Got Mad When I Didn't." So I've been with my boyfriend for 6 months now, and this is his first B-Day we've spent together. He told me that he's not much of a birthday person, and after he turned 30, he stopped celebrating. He's 32. He said he didn't want any material things and just spending the weekend with me would be enough. Like he insisted he really didn't want anything. So we went out of town this past weekend to a nearby city because his B-Day was on Saturday and everything was good. I covered the food and hotel room as a way to treat him, but today he was like, damn, so no gift, huh? I told him that I thought he didn't want a gift, so I didn't get one. And he was like, yeah, but at least have some consideration to get one anyway. I got really annoyed, like, what the F? Don't tell me to not get you a gift then. Like, he made me seem like some selfish bitch when I was fully willing to get him a gift. Anyways, as we got into a fight and not speaking and I'm reconsidering our relationship, who's in the wrong here? I love gifting, but if someone says they don't want one, I'll take their word for it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think you was in the wrong.
Yeah. So you know what the crazy part is? I'm really in the season of gifting people things they actually want. And so for me, if I come to you and I ask you like, what do you want? And you tell me nothing, and you've emphasized that you really want nothing, but I still like set up a whole weekend for you, I feel like that should have been your gift. I'll be honest with you. Because if you can't tell me what you want and you're telling me you want nothing, I really don't think she's in the wrong.
Or I don't even think you're in the wrong, but honestly, like, it still get somebody something. Like, it could even be like, if they like PS5, it could be like a video game. Something like
A PS5 is not just a
Yeah,
small
yeah,
gift.
yeah.
I
at
mean,
all.
no, not a PS5, like the game to play on a PS5. they're not like, it's not $500.
$2K.
You know what I'm talking about? So it's like, if you know what I'm saying? Like, at least just showing up empty handed, I wouldn't have done that. Cause me, I take it as like, someone just doesn't want to be a burden, so that's just what they're gonna naturally sometimes say.
She got a hotel. I mean,
but
to some degree, I do agree. But at the same time, she got a hotel and she paid for dinner. Like,
I
let me tell you something.
That. Sorry,
I don't know where y'all were at. If you was in Miami or anywhere expensive, that shit runs up. So it's like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? We don't know like where she was to count that in. But I do feel like the thought counts. She did not do nothing for his birthday. She did effort. She put effort into it, and I feel like that says more than what a lot of these niggas be doing.
So maybe like she needs to have a conversation with him then. Like, hey, you said this and I followed suit.
I definitely feel like people have to stop saying that they want one thing and then really wanting something completely different. It's like it's like a defense mechanism to not really show somebody your vulnerability and be like, oh, I don't want you to do anything, but deep down you're still hoping for it. And it's like, no, if you wanted a gift from her, and she even said she likes gift giving. So for you to just that's really weird, and you need to address that, because like that's going to be a continuous theme in other issues where he says this is what he wants and he really wants something else.
Which is why I don't feel like she was wrong.
Yeah, I feel like it's one thing for him to be like, damn, you know what? I told you I didn't want to give, and after like my birthday coming, because I feel like we've all done that in a sense where we've played down our birthday so much to other people, and then when your birthday comes, it's like, damn, I played it down so much that I didn't realize how much I would have appreciated someone doing something. But people actually, words mean things, so people are going to listen to you when you talk to them, and I feel like that's more of a thing that he needs to reflect, and he was projecting. In that moment, he realized like you went all out with the little he told you to do, and he could only imagine what his birthday would have felt like if he was like honest and transparent and said, you know what, I do like celebrating my birthday. No one's ever done that for me, so I've never had that expectation. And now he's having regrets, but don't let him project that onto you. That has nothing to do with you. You did more than what he allowed you to, if you're being honest. So.
And you know the crazy part is, I feel like I have done that in the past, but thankfully, like, I have really amazing like friends and family, and so they've done something regardless. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I have been like, oh, I don't want to do anything, but you know they still come through, like, you know, with the cake or whatever the case may be. So maybe that's just where he was at. It was like, you were wrong for not like speaking up and saying what you actually wanted, but you just expected her as your girlfriend just to come through. And so I understand, but at the same time, like, he can't fault her, especially since she still came through with something. It's not like she just did absolutely nothing.
Like, I mean, all that was a gift.
And not even just that, they've only been dating for 6 months. So it's like, that's kind of quickly to be in a relationship with somebody and not really understand like how y'all navigate. So I think this is like the first
like
test for y'all.
Moment,
You know what I mean? It's a learning moment, definitely. It's not.
Which I just, it never works out this way, but I just want let my birthday come first so we can see how you step, and then we can see how we can move going forward, because I don't know.
You know the crazy part is, I feel like my birthday usually does come first in a lot of things. So I feel like I get into things like kind of like end of the year. And a lot of people that I end up like dating, their birthdays are like towards like end of the year as well. So now my birthday being the middle of the year, mine comes through with the new year. And then, you know, I know what kind of energy to work with.
Oh, sure.
Must be nice.
That's true.
Are always
if I rock with you, you got a gift. If I don't, you're not getting a gift.
Yeah. I mean, it's really as simple as that.
Yeah, like it's black and white.
I
think
it is pretty wild of him to tell you specifically not to give him a birthday gift and then vocalize that he's upset that you didn't get him one.
No,
to me,
that's strange behavior.
Yeah, that's extremely
very strange behavior.
You may want to look at that red flag.
Yeah.
That's what it's
I'm not
giving.
gonna lie. Like, if I was in that situation, I probably would fall back heavy.
Yeah,
because like that's a turn off. No, that would be a turn off. Nope.
It's a sabotage.
It's a 6 months. It's a 6 month relationship, and I feel like that is not enough to fall back. Y'all are just acting like there are very good men out here. I'm sorry, like that. This is just a conversation. This is just a communication error. Like, it's not.
I think how he responds to the conversation will play a big role as well, because the fact that he's completely even diminishing the dinner and the hotel, like you focus on this one thing. So I definitely feel like how he responds to whatever conversation you have with him will determine if, okay, like we can move past this, or if you need to reconsider, because.
But okay, so let me say this. I think it also depends on how the relationship is. Like, what if he's always buying dinner? They're always going to fancy dinners. They're always going out of town. And he's the one always paying. So to him, because I don't know if y'all recently seen, like, there was, which I don't know if it's fake or real, but there was a video that was going viral, and there was this guy that was actually like upset with his girlfriend because she got him like, y'all. She got him a tracksuit and some Air Forces. And he was like, this is like an everyday gift. And I kind of, like, at first I was like, what is a gift? But then he was like, I buy you Chanel. I buy you Birkins. I buy you this. I buy you that. And for you to come through, he's like, this is really like a very like kind of everyday gift. And so you have to realize it really does depend on how these relationships are set up. Like if it's a thing where you get lavish gifts all the time and you're coming with like the same like playing level for someone's like day, I mean, I can understand.
I mean, I don't know, because I just feel like, see, that's where we're lost in this world, because it's like y'all really be measuring gifts for gift, and it's a thought that counts at the end of the day. If you chose to spend $10K on your gift, you chose to do that. If someone chose to spend a different amount, they chose to do that. But it's the thought behind it. Like, why are y'all really focused on how much things cost?
No, the thing is, I'd have to agree. 'Cause I'm not gonna lie.
Like, what?
Even had you even told me like you don't want a gift after 6 months, you better be very happy for whatever I even choose to give you
dinner
on that 6-month birthday
hotel.
Because even if I decided like, oh, I'm just gonna pay for your birthday dinner, and you started yelling at me about why I didn't get you a gift.
Was he yelling at her?
No, I'm just saying, like,
But
you're
like,
upset you didn't get a gift,
you're
but
upset
you
you
did
didn't
get a gift though.
His words
Dinner
were,
and hotel.
he said, "Damn, so no gift, huh?"
You so who's the?
No.
Whatever, you know what? You know
It was
what?
kind of passive aggressive.
You know what?
But
I'm
okay,
not
so what do
even-
y'all feel like is an appropriate gift for like the first 6 months? Y'all,
Cologne.
somebody's birthdays. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't
you
know.
get to know the
Whatever I
person
feel.
and you see what they like. Like, you go off that. Like, I'm not gonna tell you what you can and get someone. 'Cause at the end of the day, like, you do what you want to do. But I'm not gonna lie. I forgot he even said that in the message. I'm not gonna lie.
So let me ask y'all.
you're
So what would y'all do?
ungrateful. Like,
would
why
you
are we
still
even-
come with a gift?
I'm
Yeah,
naturally
absolutely.
Oh, you talking about after the fact?
No,
Like
like
in beginning.
Oh,
from the
yeah,
very
yeah.
beginning.
I would already had a
probably
gift.
would
Yeah, I would
have.
definitely.
I probably would have.
Definitely.
y'all really like.
But I'm not faulting. No. But I'm not faulting. The girl's not wrong.
That's
in
what
the
I would do.
situation. Yeah,
she did it, not me. I'm telling you what I do.
I'm naturally
Yeah.
just sort of, and honestly, especially for somebody who I've decided to call my boyfriend at this point, I probably would have came with a gift.
Yeah, even if you didn't want something like something,
Just, again,
like
something small, cologne, or maybe
Yeah,
some like
something.
I don't know, something small. But that's just me.
but
I don't know.
let me tell
the
you
thing
something.
is, like, that's why people have to
It's
be
not
very
my-
clear, because it's like, I know me, even if somebody said I don't want anything, I'm still gonna get a gift. So it's like, for you to then turn around, like, I don't know.
It's just I'm not gonna lie.
Because what if you're mad at me because I got a gift? Now you think I don't know how to listen? You know,
I'm
and that's
over
just
here
like,
capping to
Oh, yeah,
myself.
that's a good
Like,
idea.
yeah, nah, not for everybody. Don't get that kind of right. Sorry. Like, if it's 6 months and like
6 months is a little.
you over here telling me you don't want to get, bro.
Yeah, that's what I'm
like, you low key can go, honestly, and then
I'm
you
like,
gonna get
6
mad
months.
after the fact. You low key can go, actually, because any person you ask them if they want something for their birthday, they're gonna be honest, be like, oh yeah. No one's gonna sit here and say no and trying to pull your card. Why? Why are you pulling my card? I'm always gonna disappoint you. Don't pull my
Don't
card. We'll
pull my
disappoint you
card.
every time. Please mark my words. I will.
I'm
So-
dead.
Don't test people. I feel like, and like, look, he tried to test her, and of course she failed, because that's what everyone's gonna naturally do. And now your feelings are hurt. That's on you, not her. But you're asking me if I would brought a gift, I would have.
like
But
they say I pray.
you're
every-
not wrong. So
That's why they say I pray every test a man sends me. I fail.
Fail, prayer
with flying
to
colors.
humble
So you
his
can leave me
ass.
alone.
Yeah,
Literally.
that'll humble you for sure.
like,
So I feel like we're kind of all over the place with our.
Everybody.
No. We're on the
Yeah,
same page.
I mean, like I feel like we feel the girl, but then us personally, we would have already come with something.
No, not me. I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of with her. If I've only known you for 6 months, and
Yeah,
you told me you don't
6
want to
months.
give.
Then
They've
we're not
only
in a
been
relationship.
dating. Who's to say how long they?
Yeah, if we're not in a relationship,
How
boy.
long they know
Oh,
each other?
wait, what did it say? Oh, I thought she said we've only been talking for 6 months.
I've been with my boyfriend for 6 months now.
Oh,
Yeah, so
boyfriend.
who's
Yeah,
to say
still.
they didn't know each other way longer.
But regardless, my
It's relationship.
My regard, it
But
still stands. It's a short
Yeah,
relationship. I don't know
yeah.
you that long. I'm going off what you tell me. If I went as far as to get you a hotel and a dinner, and you came with me being ungrateful, I don't
like-
know. I would not think I was in the wrong.
Because
Yeah.
like that guy
I'm
can
not
go tell
saying
his
she's wrong.
homeboys, and they're gonna be like, bro, but she bought a whole hotel and dinner, like.
Yeah.
because there are girls
I
out here
think
that
that's
would
the
literally
gift.
do nothing.
Do nothing.
Like, what would you have rather her not do anything at all, or at least she did something for you?
Yeah, she was working around what you
So-
said. Because I actually dated somebody who was like not really big at gifts, and that really was his thing. Like, he did not like gifts. Like, that's just how he grew up, and that's how he was. And honestly, I feel like because at first I was like, nah, you capping. Like, no one just doesn't like
No,
gifts.
some
But-
people just they
Yeah.
really don't expect anything from
Yeah,
people.
he really
You
believes
just have
in
to
that.
force it.
And so, like, what I'm gonna do, fight you on that every single day. So I feel like sometimes you really have to take people at face value. In this situation, it just turns out he was capping. But sometimes
He was lying.
in relationships that I'm trying to be and moving forward, like, you have to take people at face value. Like, if someone's telling you how to treat them, then you
Then
have to
do it.
believe them. And if you tell me how to treat you and it's not how you want to be treated, then that's not my bad. That's yours.
That part.
All right, y'all. So we're going to go ahead and move into our Petty Chronicle, which we have a listener who submitted one. It's a little long, y'all, so please bear with me. All right. Hey ladies, I love your podcast and have been listening to episodes nonstop. Something recently happened I want to ask, am I petty? This is a long one, so thank you if you decide to read it. Over the summer, I became friends with this girl that I go to school with. We were in the same city for a summer internship and would often hang out in a group. She's also friends with this guy I'm dating, so I've been very intentional about being friendly to her. Since I care for him, I think it's important to care for his friends. After the summer, we mostly just spoke when we saw each other but didn't hang out. Fast forward to December. I had a Christmas-themed cocktail party and invited her. I asked everyone to bring a cocktail while I provided some ingredients, food, games, activities, and of course, a drink. We had a great time. Although the invite said the party would end at 10 p.m., most people didn't leave until 2:45 a.m. I had to ask them to leave because it was late and I had company coming over. Wink. This comes back later. But I made sure everyone was okay to get home and that everyone made it back safely. The next morning, she texted me asking if she could stop by and pick up the stuff that she brought over the night before. I thought this was tacky. I don't believe in taking stuff with me after leaving a party. However, I understand that not everyone thinks like me, so I get it. If people take back what they bring that night, but asking the next day, cringy. However, I was polite and told her I could get her stuff back the following day. Things came up. I was dropping people off at the airport, seeing family, Christmas shopping, things I couldn't do during finals. And she was leaving for break 3 days later. So although I tried, I wasn't able to meet up / have her over in that time frame. When classes started back, emphasize on the I, texted her to ask when she would be on campus so I could bring her things. I already had them packed up and sat to the side from December and thrown away everything else from the party. That's important too later. After some scheduling, we were finally able to meet up and I gave her the things I packed away. She didn't send me a list of what was hers. I was just going off of memory. Without a thank you or anything, she said that 3 of her items were missing. An open bottle of cranberry juice. Wow. Agave and a cheap triple sec. Mind you, I gave her back her liquor, which was the most expensive item, along with the other items I knew were hers. I even gave some items that I thought were hers, but later found out weren't. She didn't have any complaints about getting the extra items, though.
Did.
Petty.
So I told her I'd look again. Like I said earlier, I had thrown away pretty much everything from the party. It was over a month ago. So when I looked, everything else was gone. I texted to let her know. Please read the attached text for the petty portion. I'm in medical school, so I tried to stay on everyone's good side in case we're coworkers in the future. But I don't think her response over her half-empty bottle of cranberry juice, triple sec, and agave was warranted, especially the part about my morals. I had invited her into my home, fed her, and made her so comfortable that she complained about having to leave at 2:45 a.m. I ended up not responding to her message because I thought her response was petty and things were getting unnecessarily heated. I saw the situation as I had given her back everything I knew was hers plus some. No one else even asked me for their things back. And even though I didn't agree with her asking, I went out of my way to make sure she got her things back. So what do y'all think? Was I petty for responding the way I did? What would y'all have done differently?
I shouldn't even respond though.
So we did read the messages off camera. So we already kind of have that backstory. How y'all feel?
And now
I think you
have
should give them a
context.
summary a little bit about the text message. So you don't have to read them verbatim.
Yeah.
So basically the messages were the other girl coming to her and saying like she had a full bottle of triple sec that was missing. And our listener that wrote in was saying that she actually threw the stuff that was left away that was in her refrigerator.
Mm-hmm.
And the other individual said, I spent a lot of money on those ingredients, so I would appreciate if my stuff wasn't thrown away without asking. And our reader was saying she doesn't need to ask what needs to be thrown away in her refrigerator. She's like, if those items were important to you, you would have taken them with you at the end of the night.
Mm-hmm.
In the Petty Chronicle, the big thing that she kind of emphasized on was her other co-host or her other classmate, not co-host. She was like, not everyone has the same morals and principles, which is, when you start talking about morals and principles and character in a situation, it's kind of like
muddy territory.
What you really trying to say?
Yeah.
So my question is did this gathering take place before December?
At the end of
in
close
December.
to the end of the year.
So she said she was Christmas shopping, so Christmas hadn't happened yet.
And so all the way up until now?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
We're in what, January?
End of January.
What's her actual question?
Yeah, what is she?
She's saying, was she petty? Or did she was she wrong, or was this other girl petty? Like just being petty?
I think both. I think everyone's petty here, because honestly, let me start with the other girl. I honestly feel like she was very petty for like coming back and asking about, now that I have context, about that triple sec, because she is right. Normally when you're leaving people's places, you gather your things. And like I've seen people even take things they brought, which I get it. Not everybody does that, but some people do. And that was your opportunity to do that. Now a whole day has passed, and honestly a whole month, you're still checking for those things. To me, it's like, it's kind of irrelevant at this point. It is trash because it's done. Like I feel like after a week, it's trash. Like anything more than a week, it's trash. So I think the other girl is petty for that. But I do think the other girl's petty for going back and forth with her, because it's like, girl, like it's not really something that like deserves like conversation. Like at the end of the day, you hosted an event.
But she didn't really go back and forth with her. So if you like look at the text messages, she basically just told her like, hey, I wasn't able to find your bottle of triple sec and like the other things that you were asking for. And that's when, and she told her like, hey, I threw those things out. And that's when the girl went into her whole spiel.
I definitely think the friend, like, if you bring something, you leave it. You know what I mean? And unless like that's your close friend and you personally brought like a mixer of some sort and you wanted that back and the friend couldn't give it to you, I feel like on both ends it could have been handled better, because I've left stuff somewhere and someone threw something away, like, or lost something of mine, and I'm just like, damn, like it's a wash. You know what I mean? And it's just like, I think she could have came to you different and you could have responded a little bit different, because act as if you don't care. And it's just like, even though what you did is so like careless, like you can still like have some accountability. You know what I mean? Like you don't even if you don't care, you don't think it's a big deal, like you can still be like damn, like she actually wanted that. My bad, girl. I did not mean to throw it away.
I'm
like,
so sorry that happened. Like next time, you know, like, but it didn't have to be a thing where it's like now you're hitting below the belt and y'all low-key going back and forth. Like to me, that's petty in that
So
sense.
for me personally, I'm actually a little bit more on the person who wrote us in. Because here's the thing. I completely agree with you. I think it is kind of weird whenever people like take things home with them. You know, like after you like bring something to a party, unless it's like you bring a tray. Okay, you take your tray home. Okay, cool. Like no, like your tray, like a nice tray.
Tupperware. Oh,
like
yeah,
a nice,
Tupperware.
you know, like
who's leaving Tupperware?
Yeah, exactly. Like that stuff. Okay, I understand, but like liquor, things like that, like just leave it.
Half open bottle of cranberry juice.
A cranberry juice,
like juice. Come on.
But remember, y'all, they're in college. Like
no, they're not
medical
school, which
school.
I get. It's still you know,
like,
there's
you know,
I get it, because again, she's not working. But like Nikki said, like it's some things it's just like, bro, you just got to chalk it up to an L.
Yeah,
like, it
because
is what it is.
even for y'all,
Cranberry
even
juice?
y'all, like I feel like we kind of have, like for me personally, if I'm gonna take a bottle of liquor home, I'm not gonna do it like proudly. It's gonna be something like where I just like I grab it real quick and I walk out. You know what I'm saying? It's never exactly. It's never gonna be like, y'all leave it with my liquor. You know, I'm not doing all that.
I can't stand when people like are so loud about taking their things back. It's like it's not running away. Like
it's
okay,
tacky.
it's yours.
I mean, honestly, it is kind of tacky, but.
I don't know.
But you did, so that's the reason why I feel like even more I agree with who our listener was. It's like she went out, she still brought her things, like kept the bottle of liquor, you know what I'm saying? Gave her things that weren't even hers. So it's not like she just said, girl, you out of luck. You SOL.
At least she gave her like extra stuff, you know, to compliment the
exactly. So for you to come back about like a half bottle of cranberry juice, agave, and triple sec, that's less than $20.
I don't know that. So I don't know.
No, it is.
And I don't know people. Only reason I'm coming from, I don't know people's pockets. They're in med school. Like every dollar counts, you know? So I don't know. Like, would I do it? No, but it's like I understand. Like if someone, maybe they're trying to return
if every dollars were really,
back.
if you were really counting your dollars, you wouldn't have brought anything at all.
Especially
no, that's not true. That's not true. I remember back in college, like there would be times I still like contribute even when I couldn't like
med school, not college.
That's still college.
But they're, okay, I mean, for some people, we
still
don't know
a little
how
bit
old they are.
I still was in college not working.
You don't get paid to go to medical school. So
I
feel like they're
that.
even broker because medical school is expensive. They're paying for all them board exams, all them tests, flying out to
I'm not
interviews.
negating that. I'm not negating that at all, which really doesn't make a point, Paulette.
I have nothing to say.
Oh.
I was just talking.
Well, then, yeah,
I don't think she's negated the fact of like,
that she's in like, I do feel like every dollar counts. But here's the thing: I feel like after a month, all that stuff is kind of just, it's a wash. It is what it is. It would be different if she said like the next day, the next week, maybe even the next 2 weeks. But after a month, that stuff just becomes a wash. So I do feel like even if she was upset about it, she could have just been like, yes, the one who wrote the story, and she could have had a little bit more like care in like how she told her like, hey, this is gone. But at the same time, again, like the girl, you rah over after a month, after 3 items that again, like we said, are $20, it's not even the dollar amount. Let's take the dollar amount away. Like, again, you just so upset about your things a month later. Like, after a Christmas party. Again, it's not like a Tupperware. It's not like a tray. It's not like something that you can take home and literally, I don't know. So I just feel like she shouldn't have gone so hard on her for like, she shouldn't have gone so hard because it's just like, girl, like, you're so mad after a month. Like, I'm sorry, damn. But I do feel like, you know, sometimes there's some friends that you just have to meet in the middle sometimes. Like, you know, like, bro.
That's another thing.
Absolutely.
I think that's also
you just gotta
another
meet in the
thing.
middle. So
They're not
that's
really
what I'm saying.
Friends.
Yeah, but either way, because you don't know her like that, she should just been a little bit more compassionate. Like, hey, girl, I did throw it away. I didn't mean to. Honestly, for me, I probably been like, hey, I didn't mean to, but like, if you need me to replace it or whatever, then, you know, let me know. Or
that's
whatever,
what I think would have been a good compromise.
Yeah,
even if being a month, I feel like to play devil's advocate, like, it wasn't like it was a month of her just not saying shit. Like, it was a break. Like, y'all, she couldn't get it. It feels like y'all went home, came back, and she was like, hey, you still have my stuff. I wasn't able to get it. And she did make an attempt to come pick it up, and it just didn't work for y'all's availability. And I mean, there are some people who subscribe to that rule of, hey, if you bring it, you leave it. There's some people who don't subscribe to that rule.
Some people want their things back.
I remember, I think I used to, there was an organization where it used to be a thing where it's like, everyone could come, we all, like, what's that word called? Just gallivant, come together, but everyone bring their own bottle. And when it was time for everyone to leave.
BYOB.
Yeah, when it's time for everyone to leave, they was like, it is poor etiquette for you to come to somebody's house and bring a bottle that you brought. To take a bottle that you brought. It was like very poor etiquette because someone's hosted you in their house. So the least you can do is like, you know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely.
It's to leave that bottle because you don't understand the amount of money that they really spent. You were eating on something. You were drinking everyone else's drink. You might have finished somebody else's bottle, but because your bottle didn't get touched, you feel like you get to take it, you know? Exactly. It's just like bad manners, you know? And a lot of people were against. A lot of people were just like, regardless of what you say, I'm still taking my bottle. So, you know, some people, that's how they feel, you know? So I feel like it was just two people who just, y'all don't have the same type of like values. So to you feel like, I mean, it's triple sec. I brought you back what's important. For her, she's standing on principle.
Yeah, I mean, again, I still feel like the other girl was petty because, again, she shouldn't have went that hard on you. And to even bring the fact that y'all don't, she said that in the text message, they don't stand on the same morals and principles. Like, because now you're attacking my character behind some juice. Like, please, let's just not do this. It's not that deep.
I mean, they don't though. It's not like one morals is good and one principle is bad.
Morals over triple set.
I mean, but everyone's.
But I don't even think it's. I don't think it's morals. I don't even think morals and principles.
I think it's more principles.
They have different principles.
Because to her, it sounds like she's standing on. To her, the principle of it is it's mine and you shouldn't throw it away without telling me. That's her
girl
principle.
Who wrote in. She's like, it's not that deep. Yeah, she's like, it's deep to her.
Yeah, it's deep to her. That's really what it is.
You know what I mean? Like, it's just like.
Sounds like she just wants to argue.
That's not true.
Maybe.
That's not true.
But I mean,
a little bit, just a tad. But I definitely think like the one who wrote in, like, you didn't have to come at her like that and say if it was that important to you, then you should have whatever. Because that's literally what made her send that paragraph after that. You know what I mean?
The break is the reason why like there was been a delay. You know, like let's give grace.
And the thing is, imagine she's like a bartender, and she said like
she took
she
it
really
from the bar.
researched like putting together cocktails and curating all these drinks. So to her, she just felt like maybe something else happened. Maybe y'all fell out, and this is her like. She did it out of kindness in her heart, and that kindness isn't there for you.
Or maybe
anymore.
she likes your man because you already said that's his friend.
She didn't say any of this.
No, because the fact that she said that in that text message, that already threw me
a little
off.
personal.
It felt very personal.
It felt very personal.
And the fact that you know her through the guy you're dating, you just never know.
Oh, so you just know she's telling your nigga like, and she stole my triple sec. I know she drank it because she did say.
She did say if you drank it, just say that. I'm just like.
Which I do feel.
I forgot the girl said that.
I didn't know she said
so now
that.
I kind of understand her coming like that now.
But you could tell us, did you? Because throwing away triple sec, that's a bit.
I mean, yeah. Why would she throw? I mean,
I'm not gonna lie.
Why would you throw away full bottle of triple sec?
I know Jori would probably do that. If Jori did not, Jori's very particular about what she wants in her house.
Yeah.
So if you leave something over at Jori's place,
I'm gonna ask you, do you want it back?
And if you can't get it back, she's gonna throw it away.
But the thing is,
want it back. If people leave stuff like that and I don't want it, I'm gonna say, hey, you left this. Do you want it? I'm gonna give the option
until that person comes and get it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
there's
nothing to put in the cabinet.
Yeah, but to throw a whole full bottle of something that hasn't been used, that's waste.
Y'all just act like she threw away 1942.
I mean,
why are y'all always putting $1 on something.
That was a $10 bottle at most.
Yeah, like I
$10 she is less doesn't
actually,
have.
Yeah, triple
That's
section.
So
That's
she's in med school.
When you think about when we was in school, like imagine like we was splitting like taco bottles.
Thank you. We're doing case prices on shit like
Chase.
No, taco
and we
was
were not
$20
letting it go.
But you know what?
Oh my gosh.
Taco was
guys.
how much?
Wasn't it 20?
It was
Guys.
not.
It's
Guys.
crazy.
Oh, actually.
Splitting Parmesan bottles.
We were.
No, we were. I went to the liquor store last night,
Oh
actually.
my god.
And it was so like funny to
Disgusting.
me, the conversation we're even having now, because like I seen like a group of young people together, like, oh, what bottle should we get? Like, okay, it's gonna be $17. And I'm just like, bro, the memories of being back in college, trying to figure
Man.
out how we was gonna get a bottle.
Y'all remember
like-
Project X? Those bottles that work.
Okay, we're gonna.
Are you gonna tell us?
I want to tell the story because honestly, years have passed. Because it's like, yo, it was an epic fucking party. But
No,
They're
I don't
giving
know if
her.
the
They're
listeners
giving
are ready.
Paulette the evil eye.
Like,
that
they
would
are.
make
They're
it-
like
that would be for a future episode. Like,
Patreon.
actually, that's gonna have to be something y'all have to subscribe
Yeah,
to.
y'all got to. Because like it low key, when you hear the story, you gonna be kind of like confused how we were able to pull that off, and it went down in history.
Oh my gosh. All right, y'all. So we're gonna go ahead and jump into the current events. I do want to ask y'all. So we have a current or another podcaster who's very big who came out recently on her podcast and said that she likes golden showers. And of course,
Are you talking about Young Miami's
Yeah.
TV show?
When you said a podcaster,
I was like,
my head was
she's not a
swirling.
podcaster. It's
I mean, but
she's a
She's a
podcaster.
podcaster.
Oh my
I know,
gosh.
but
okay.
I'm used to thinking of her as like an artist.
she's a
When she said
musician.
it threw me.
Yeah,
for
she
a
is an
loop.
artist. So
Okay,
I was
that's
gonna say,
what
yeah,
you mean.
Really
yeah.
good
So
guy.
Young Miami, she came out recently and basically said that she enjoys golden showers. And as you know, or may not know, a golden shower is when someone urinates on you. And
See
she
what
just
that money make a bitch
See
do.
what that money make a bitch do? Because I'm telling you.
and she basically just said, "Ooh, it just it just does something to me." This is a
and she really didn't go
So I
into detail on
want
what
to
it does to
ask,
her.
She did.
like, how did y'all feel about that?
TMI.
I'm not gonna yuck somebody's yum. But it's not
Yeah,
funny for you.
I'm not here to kink shame.
Yeah, do
However, I'm gonna say for myself, me personally. First of all, I just feel like why we just because. I mean, getting comfortable to talk about what the fuck we like, because it's like not everybody's likes the same thing. Because I could say a lot of things that I don't like that somebody probably would like, but I just feel like I really would like somebody to explain the appeal to me, right? I've listened to like a lot of sex podcasts actually, and I've heard that somebody said that like it feels good because it's warm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool.
I've heard that too.
But showers are warm. So I'm like, in what sense of
It's just
warm
like
do you
a-
feel that it's like,
like
it gives you a
you know?
sensation. So I really want somebody needs to explain like the psychology behind like what it does for them. I don't know. Like for me, it's strange. I'm not gonna lie, but here
I don't know. Like I just,
Nikki,
I
do
feel
you
like that's
golden
like.
showers?
Absolutely not.
Okay, your
Yeah.
eyes
I
look
mean,
like he's
yeah.
ready.
and for me,
Your eyes look like he's ready to answer.
No,
Yeah.
it's like,
and for me, it's a no.
Maybe it's
Yeah.
just some things that just turn somebody on. You know what I mean? Like,
But I do feel like, bro, when sometimes when you be in the moment, you lose all your senses.
Yeah.
You lose all
My
your
senses are
anything
always
goes.
here.
Anything
and
goes.
that's what I want to touch base on.
my senses are always
feel like-
here.
Are they?
Miami has lost her senses now that she is
Whoa.
Here we
with
go.
Diddy. I'm sorry, like
Here we go.
No.
the thing is we already know
chill.
who's peeing on her.
No,
Okay,
we don't
so-
know that. We don't know. She didn't say necessarily who's peeing on her.
We know who's peeing on her.
You're
And so that was
silly.
already one thing. And it's like,
I thought it was
we
calling
are-
him PP Diddy.
yeah, like it's just like he's already done so much to you, girl. Like now you're allowing him to pee on you.
Listen.
Like
But that's what she likes.
It's like
does
a
she-
metaphor almost.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah,
does
it
she
is. I
like,
know.
or is this what he likes and she just does it? You know what I'm
I
saying?
definitely feel like
Sometimes you
he's
just-
introduced her to
yeah.
a lot of stuff in the bedroom. I think she's definitely tapped into her more sensual side.
Yeah.
I feel like she probably was already free because she's talked about like
Yeah,
her sexual experiences like growing old, like before prior to him. But I definitely feel like she's been able to tap into her sensual side, and it works for her. Like
yeah,
the shit.
definitely.
Listen, the mid's selling. So listen, it don't.
And that's the thing, is like, is it for just selling purposes?
I don't
or-
think
No,
so.
I think that she's
she really
this is how-
enjoys that. Like it's
yeah.
fun to her. Like, you know.
Y'all, you never had a nigga just bring out some shit out of you that you didn't even not.
Yes.
No, I'm not saying
Yes.
not peeing on you, but he's
Yeah.
brought out some shit on you and just
Mhm.
like, damn.
You look
like,
back, you're like, I
not
can't
that I'm
believe
gonna-
I did that.
Not that I'm
Yeah.
going to come to the podcast and,
And start
announce it to
telling
the
you-
world.
I
No
mean,
facts.
y'all know already.
No facts.
Like, I'm just not going to do that.
I mean, yeah, I'm like, there's
I
some
feel
things
you.
in the
next thing you know,
bedroom I'm
he's
gonna
gonna
keep
be shitting on
private.
her.
but
And if she likes that, she likes that.
I mean, yeah.
But one thing for
Niggas
sure,
can't
I wouldn't
top
say it on
dollars
a
for that.
platform. I just would keep it. That's like bedroom talk.
I just
Because now you attract pissers.
Yeah. and shitters.
Everybody want to piss on you now.
No, it's some and people paying top dollar
Shit
for
in
that
your
shit,
mouth.
though.
Pin on these walls.
Shit on these walls, Ray.
Ooh, Ray. Ooh.
Yarn.
What is that from?
Scary movie 2.
Scary movie 1. Oh my gosh.
2. Scary movie 2.
Oh, 2. Sorry.
Yeah, scary movie.
Wow. Oh yeah, you're right too.
Oh my gosh, y'all are funny.
But yeah, I mean, to each his own, child. If that's what she like, that's what she like. That ain't my business.
So tell me how y'all feel if this happened to you. I don't know if y'all know about Maya Jama. She was formerly on Love Island, and now she's a Love Island correspondent. And she was dating a U.S. basketball player, Ben Simmons, and they dated for a long time. They broke up 7 months ago. Now he's requesting her ring back. Now her ring is worth like $800,000. Do you think she should give it back?
Well, from what I've learned, I actually listened to another podcast. Some states require you to give that ring back because it's not deemed a gift.
She lives in the UK.
Ooh, okay, but I'm sorry. No, I was just like, just in case some people feel like you should get the ring back.
Yeah.
That's why I'm just gonna explain that. But me personally, as a man, I don't think you should.
No,
I don't really.
I'm confused. I thought Ben Simmons was dating Kendall.
That's what we thought too. And then Tinashe. I don't know what all this is happening.
Huh?
When did they start dating?
I'm like, what?
He was dating Tinashe at first, and then he started dating Kendall.
I don't think he's dating Kendall anymore. I think he's
clearly.
Yeah,
Kendall's not dating Kendall anymore.
I mean,
Devin Booker, right?
I don't know who he's dating now.
Yeah, I think like for example, the ring back. I personally feel like if y'all didn't walk down the aisle and y'all never got married, he can request that ring back. But I feel like if y'all got married and everything, okay, it's mine. Like we got married. Like
the only reason why I have to agree that she needs to give that ring back, it's $800,000. Like that's damn near $1 million. I'm sorry, that's not
money.
You never took his last name.
Yeah,
you never buried any children by him.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, like
you were just a
player. It was a loaner, and it's unfortunately it was a loner.
Game.
So you need to hand that ring back over because low key that could be considered theft.
It's not theft. He gave it to her.
But yeah, okay.
And what if he says that she found it?
He can't say that.
He proposed to her.
He proposed to her. It's not theft.
Yeah.
I do feel like she should give it back just because like it is a sense of a little bit of like not evilness to keep it, but it's like, girl, why do you want to keep something that's
what are you gonna do? You gonna sell it?
She probably would.
If I was, that's my business. I feel like if I'm gonna keep it unless he asks for it back, and then if I don't give a fuck, I'll give it back to you. But if you don't ask for it, I'm keeping it.
Yeah,
because I might need the $800K.
But the moment you ask for it, you're getting it back. I don't have time to be going to court behind an engagement.
For sure. But that's why I'm like, it's kind of given the fact that like he's going after her, she doesn't want to give it back.
Now, to be clear, we don't really know if she's denied it. He just, I think, filed like legal documents, so they may just be estranged. She's not speaking to him. But I mean, I think in like the rules of like engagement, I think the rules for as far as giving the ring back is that if the woman calls the engagement off, she has to give it back. But if the man calls the engagement off or he cheats, then she can keep it. Those are like the quote unquote rules. Now the rules do change when the ring is almost like what,
$1 million,
3/4 of $1 million. Yeah,
that's a hefty ring, y'all.
Just give it back.
That's a house. That's
really?
A lot of different things.
You really think he's gonna let you hold $1 million?
Listen,
give it back.
Everyone keeps on saying like Ben Simmons is focused on everything but basketball.
No,
like,
he definitely is. Because I be thinking he a basketball player sometimes. I be thinking he a professional dater.
Like, it's like every time.
What team does he play
something.
for?
Don't know.
Isn't he retired?
I didn't even know who he is.
He was at Clippers for a while, but I don't know who he is now.
Retired at all.
What I'm saying is that he needs, y'all. If he wants that ring back, he needs to get it back because money's money. At the end of the day, I don't know if he's still playing basketball, so he needs to focus on his money. So give it back. Just give it back. But honestly, if there's a reason why she's not giving it back, because maybe he did something, then I understand why she's keeping it. But
because if somebody gives you an $800,000 ring and they cheat on you like aggressively, like you find videos of him doing like orgies with 10 women at a time.
That's the payoff right here. I keep the ring.
You ain't getting the ring back.
You're not getting anything back. If anything,
but you think that's what she did?
I mean, I don't think anything. I just know that I don't think it's clear cut and dry. If there's a reason she has to not give it back, I'm in full support.
But then at the same time, if he's coming now after you legally, girl, you better give that up.
Sometimes it's like shame. Like give it
now
back.
You have like you have official documents with your full name on it over a ring.
I don't need a judge seeing anything. Listen, take it back.
Yeah.
Now that you know where so and so didn't want to give back an engagement ring. How broke of her. Like
no, maybe not even broke, but she just I just wanted you to say that so everyone could see how much you sweating for this ring. Just go
I'm
ahead.
dead.
Expose
He
yourself.
paid
And
for
I'm
it.
fucking dead.
And I'm gonna mail it back to you without insurance. You better hope UPS get it back to
I'm
you.
telling you.
Because I don't
And
give a fuck.
lawsuit.
Okay?
telling you.
Like, it's just
Girl,
No,
that,
lawsuit for
But at the
what?
I'll be
same
honest
time-
with you.
at
He's
the
probably
same
gonna have
time-
a private jet. to pick up that
absolutely
ring.
pick it up on
Yeah.
like hair.
At the same
Sure.
time, I don't know. I've had like people give me gifts and ask for it back, and like giving it back wasn't the problem. It was the manner that they were asking it back.
You're not
I
getting
just-
Someone's
anything
asked
back.
for a gift back.
If you've given me a
Yeah.
gift, you're.
oh no.
It was an expensive gift. So
I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
If
I
it was
mean,
a Birkin,
didn't I just tell
and even
you-
then you're definitely not
You're
getting
never
Birkin
getting
back.
it back.
Oh,
See,
that's what I was like, even so.
see, gifts in a ring. Look,
I feel like it's the same thing. A ring is a gift.
it's technically okay. So
Mhm.
in
Especially
certain
if you're
states,
the reason we're not getting engaged. Have
in
the
certain
nerve to
states,
ring
it's
back.
technically not a gift. If they like, for example, you gave someone a ring to intent to marry. If y'all didn't get married, that's not a gift. Give it back. We didn't get married. We didn't get married. It's not a gift for you to
Again,
hold,
like-
bro.
Like, again, I
feel you.
don't know the situation. I don't know like what manner he's like. Again, it depends on the manner he was asking for it back. Now, if it was a conversation and she just like refusing, that's one thing, and we don't know the context behind it. So who's to say that like he didn't yell at her, scream at her, maybe show up at her doorstep and ask for it back. So who knows?
Yikes. So we're gonna move on to like kind of a heavier topic, and it's in regards to Tyree Nichols, who about a couple of weeks ago passed away due to being beat senselessly to death by 5 Memphis, Tennessee cops who actually got arrested and were charged with second-degree murder. And how do y'all feel about that? Do y'all know what happened or?
So I think the big thing now is that so yesterday, so we're recording this episode a few days after the video was released, but the body cam footage and a camera pole surveillance footage were released to the public on the behalf of the Memphis Police Department and the family of Tyree Nichols, and it showed the last moments of Tyree Nichols' life. So due to the injuries he sustained from the attack that night, he passed away 3 days later from his injuries in the hospital. And like Paulette said, 5 police officers currently have been charged with second-degree murder. 4 out of 5 have already bailed out of jail, regardless of the fact that they are
Shut up.
being charged with second-degree murder. And the chief of police for the Memphis Police Department has come forward and said that there are some more pending charges for other people that did not follow protocol in the office. So we know that more so probably in the last 5 years, there have been an increase in us seeing people of color being killed at the hands of police officers of any color. So I think that this one was just kind of it was big because they were comparing it to some really big cases like Emmett Till and Rodney King. And I personally have not seen the video because I have chosen to I don't think I'm in that headspace right now to watch that, but I know I have seen some like excerpts from people that have watched it and they just said it's traumatizing. So my heart goes out to the stepfather and the mother of Tyree Nichols, all of his friends, his family. I don't have to see the video to know that he should be alive today. And so yeah, wholeheartedly, my entire heart goes out to anyone that has been affected by this tragedy because it's senseless and it was uncalled for, and there was no reason, regardless of if he was driving senselessly, allegedly, or not, he should not be alive today. So that's my piece.
And also, I do want to say this, like, y'all just be mindful sharing that video with people. At the end of the day, we don't need to see to know what happened.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like from what the interviews the mom and the stepfather have given, from what the police have given, we know what happened. So just be mindful sharing it with people, because at the end of the day, like Nikki said earlier, just a few minutes ago, not everybody's in that headspace to accept that and see that and retain that and not do anything behind that. You know what I mean? And I honestly, personally, I don't understand why the world released that to the nation. I don't understand why we all need to see that. I do not feel like it's anything positive. I understand they want to raise like awareness, but I do not feel like it would have a positive effect on the world.
Yeah,
because now, like, you know what I mean?
Shared it,
I
and
mean,
then,
for me personally, if his mother wants that released to the public, then that it is what it is. And if she has to see that herself, and she had to go through those moments and watch that video herself, and that is her son that she gave birth to, and that's what she wants to be released to the public, then I 100% respect it. And you have a choice to watch it or not.
I just think that, we've touched on it before, but like just having etiquette when it comes to how you share it. I'll say that. It's not about, if the mother did want it, then respectfully, then that's what she wanted. But I do think that, like, I've seen TikToks, like, people are like, oh, well, I'm going to talk about because I watched it, so you shouldn't have to watch it. It's like very clickbaity-ish. And that for me is just, it's very strange, because it's just like, at the end of the day, somebody passed, at the hands of senselessness. So I just think that, like, people should just be very careful with handling sensitive information, especially when it comes to, like, the Black community. We do have, like, a sense of trauma when it comes to police brutality. So I think that just having couth with how you deliver information and how you share it, even blogs that talk about it, there's a certain etiquette that you have when you talk about somebody who's passed away. And I think that people can get better with that, but that's all I'll say. So rest in peace to the guy. I'm so sorry that he had to deal with that. It's crazy.
I can say that I do appreciate people, like, not judging, though, people that don't want to see it, because I feel like I haven't really seen that,
Yeah.
I feel like people are actually able to empathize with the fact that, not everyone has that mindset. Not everyone has that strongness and that strength in them to be able to understand that and to be able to watch that. So I do appreciate people not judging anyone, especially, like, from the Black community that does not want to see that currently. But again, on behalf of Petty Party, our hearts, our prayers, everything goes out to the Nichols family. We will definitely be watching this entire case play out in full. And I hope everyone that had even a pinky in this case, justice is served to them.
So, guys, on a lighter note, I did want to talk about recently, Jordyn Woods came out with a clothing brand. It's Words. Is it Woods? Words by Jordyn Woods?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Woods by Jordyn.
Woods by Jordyn, I think.
Okay. It's misspelled, sorry. But yeah, she came up with a line, and she's been receiving a lot of backlash for it, just because people have came out and did reviews on, like, the quality of it. People have talked about the price of it. People have complained about, honestly, everything from head to toe on the dress. So Jordyn Woods has, I don't know if she's responded to everybody, but she has responded to two of the most viral TikToks that I've seen. And, she kind of just went down and explained, like, her reasoning behind, like, so somebody was complaining about the stitching. So she went down and explained why the stitching was the way it was. She even went as far as explaining why the tag the way it was, right? And again, people are still just like, oh, it's not this. This is AliExpress clothing, blah, 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 blah. My take on it is, initially when I first saw the video, I was like, damn, like, AliExpress, it did look a little thin, you know what I'm saying? But when she went back and she explained it, one thing I can applaud Jordyn Woods for is she went back and thoroughly explained why she did what she did. Like, she knows her brand from head to toe. And one thing about I think what a lot of brands try to do now is they just bulk buy stuff from AliExpress and put their tag on it and sell it. And you can tell, like, even if that's what she did, there's a reason behind what she had literally an explanation for why the stitching was the way it was. So that's what I applaud Jordyn Woods for. And I feel like a lot of people are just tearing her down just because it's like, oh, like an AliExpress, so on and so forth. But, like, also, the thin sheer material is very popular nowadays. There's a lot of brands that do it. I can name Farai London, Amina Muaddi, like, even Louisa Balou. A lot of brands actually do the thin sheer material, and that's what works for them. It's very shapely. It shows your shape. So that's what a lot of people are attaching to nowadays. The only negative thing I can say about it is I do feel like the design was a little bit original, but I do feel like Jordyn Woods can learn from this. This is it's her first go. I don't feel like people are rightfully tearing her down. I just feel like it's easy to attack a different brand. But it's just like, y'all give all these, Fashion Nova, Pretty Little Thing, all these people other chances who steal from these Black designers, and it's not fair. I feel like people are being extremely hard on her, and she doesn't deserve it. Now, again, I feel like, there's been several brands who's like, you give them constructive criticism, they're going to take it and be like, fuck y'all, this and that, because I've seen people do that. She's taken every criticism gracefully, and I feel like, she can take this and learn from it, and that's all we can ask for, is just learn from your mistakes. Like, this is going to be your first go-around. It's not going to be perfect, you know what I'm saying? Even if we don't agree with the price point, maybe this is not your market. Maybe she's not trying to market towards you, and that's fine. There's a lot of brands who charge a lot for their specific designs. I just feel like, again, I don't feel like she deserves the hate she's getting, but that's just me, but I don't know. what y'all think about it.
I definitely think everyone's entitled to have an opinion. And I definitely think Jordan gave a very classy comeback. Like Crystal said, like she knew everything about her brand down to the T. But I will say the girl who made the video, she looked very familiar to me. And someone ended up posting a TikTok about it. And I was right. She's also a good American model. So it's kind of just like people were instigating and saying like they think that she's purposely trying to go against Jordan Wood's line because she's is a model for Good American, trying to like gain some clout from it. So it's just like I would hate that it would be that because it really gave hate. Somebody left a comment on the TikTok and was like, "You're acting like she slept with your man. Like you're really going hard on her about this review of the clothes." So it's kind of just like it seemed very personal, or it seemed like again she was doing it in order to get clout with Chloe, whatever the situation with me. But
it's so crazy because I didn't even know about all that, and I was thinking like, what Kardashian pays you to do this one? But what I'm saying is I feel like people are looking at Jordan Wood's line through a fast fashion lens, and it's not fast fashion. And I feel like that's where the disconnect is. And if everyone will understand, like some people really put their heart and soul in like dropping collections and starting clothing line, and it seems like that's something like Jordan Woods did. Either you're with it or you're not. But I don't feel like it was cool for that influencer to go on air or on TikTok and start saying, "Oh, this is cheap, it's mesh." What did you expect? Y'all, I've never seen expensive mesh. Mesh is mesh.
Thin material.
Mesh is mesh.
And honestly, it doesn't even give
you know
like you talk about fast. It doesn't even give every day. It gives vacation.
Yeah,
wear,
so it's like, and if you
me.
saw the TikTok, and if y'all ever get the chance, listeners, even people on the podcast, if y'all actually go see how she looked in that dress, she looked great. So I really feel like she went out her way to tear another Black woman's business down, and that's just how I look at it. And I thought that was really weird. So
and I feel like even the price, like that's just what stuff costs these days. Like you can go to any boutique,
and she was giving misinformation too. At that, like she was like, "Oh, I paid $400."
She ordered multiple items, and her total was $400. And so that's what people like $400. Because even when I heard that the first time, I was like $400.
Yeah, no, but then
when I realized it was $100, I was like, okay.
So
see how you can mislead everyone. It's just crazy.
So I don't have a TikTok, y'all. So. A lot of the videos I do not see, but it's actually crazy because I saw Makeup Shayla in the dress.
Oh yeah, she did.
I saw Makeup Shayla in the dress, and when I saw who did it, I was like, "Oh, this dress is actually cute. Let me go take a look." And when I actually went to the Woods website, Woods by Jordan website, I was a little underimpressed. Unfortunately, and I was actually excited to see the thing because I was like, "Oh, okay, Makeup Shayla's dress is cute." But I actually was a little underimpressed. I think that the color schemes were off. I personally think that it is fast fashion. It's very comparable to it. It's stretchy mesh. There's not much to it. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, you kind of have to put something underneath it because I was actually surprised by what I saw on Makeup Shayla compared to what was actually on the website because clearly Makeup Shayla had something underneath it, but I didn't know at the time. I thought it was not a sheer. I thought it was not a sheer dress. But when I went to the website to see that it's a sheer dress, so it's not what I expected because, like Crystal said, there are a lot of people that do this look, but they also give you other options to be able to pick from. You know what I'm saying? And so I know that this is her first launch, so it is what it is. But me also, for the price point of $123, I personally would not pay that for that dress. But it's not for me to say oh, this is not your market, Jordan. This is just your first launch. And, people are going to buy it if they want to buy it. And it is what it is. But
I feel like the reasons you gave her valid. The other girl was giving hater, just
straight
up.
Really tearing it down.
I've also seen a thread that I kind of didn't really go into because it really wasn't my, whatever. But people were saying that the same thing that Nikki said, that it was cheap material, but also it was just an unoriginal design, which that was my grievance with the dress. I do feel like I said, I've seen that design plenty of times. The whole ombre look, everybody has done that. Honestly, it's overdone.
Even the red and black one, it was just
But did you know the red and black one's actually a face? If you saw it. So to me, that one, it kind of made sense because to get a face positioned the way it is, you do end up losing more yards per square foot. So it does end up costing a lot of money. But I feel even how you mentioned, you said, for you, it doesn't make sense for you. You would never pay that much for that dress. And I feel that's very different than saying you don't think that dress is worth that price.
And then
a lot of people
saying that you're unfollowing her, you're not going to be patronizing her business anymore. That was a lot.
That's too much.
Did all that.
That's not necessary.
And so what I was gonna say is that actually people were saying that so I guess her brand is supposed to cater towards plus size models, and so that for a plus size model, they're tired of the same design constantly being played out. And they're like, you know, every time if somebody comes out with a plus size line, they always do the same like ombre mesh material. It's just very, you know, it's very repetitive. And they're just like, honestly, I'm tired of people doing that and then slapping plus size on it. It's kind of offensive to the community or whatever. And so that's almost like I don't really, you know, I can understand that from that perspective. But again, I still feel like that's not an opportunity to tear a Black brand down. Like, again, this is her first line. And again, she's take everything that people are saying and she's constructively looking at it. Like, I don't feel like, you know, I feel like she's probably hashtagging her name and looking up her name to see what people are saying. And that's why I'm just like, I just don't feel, I think people are going a little hard.
I am a little bit surprised that this is what she decided to go with, seeing as she actually does have plenty of, like, a couple of collabs like behind her name with other big brands. And she actually had really good pieces. You know, I liked some of her stuff. Like, I think it was PLT.
I did not like
I liked some of her stuff with it.
But that was
and so I felt like I was a little...
But you have to understand, like, places like that, and the reason they're able to even provide those certain price points is because they are outsourcing.
Yeah, of course. No, but I'm
their
saying, like, even the
production.
design, though, I liked it better than what she put out for herself.
I can see that. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I wasn't mad at the design. I think, like Crystal said, I think she was like focusing more on like vacation wear and trying to like focus on like the spring season and what was coming up. When the girl who first, I think her name was Stella Williams, the one who originally came out with the first review that wasn't in Jordan's favor. Even when she tried it on, I was like, girl, this shit looks good.
It looked great on her. It looked great on her.
I'm like, it looks really good on her. And even everyone who's tried it on, I'm like, this looks good. Do I feel like it's everybody's cup of tea? No. And that's the thing. I feel like a lot of times people come up with stuff and then everybody is like trying to chime in like, oh, I don't like this. I don't like this. And it's just like, you don't like everything you see on the internet. So it's okay to like pass on stuff. Like there's so many things I see and I'm like, you know what, this isn't my style, but it's probably this person's style. Just pass on it. But for you to buy something that's not your style and then like attack a creator and be like, I don't think it's worth the price, when you know it's ethically made, when you know it's like it was made and created in the United States. For one, you're paying somebody livable ways to be able to create this. So that already drives the price point up. You're buying the fabric in the US, that already drives the price point up. So you're already looking at something that's going to end up being like over $50. And then Jordan Wood's name on top of that puts her in a $100 to $150 market. So I don't understand the whole, I don't think she's worth the price type of stuff. Because
I feel like she is.
If Dolce & Gabbana came out with the same dress, y'all would fuck with it.
Y'all would run.
JPG, Jean Paul, comes up with something so similar. Like all this stuff is just mesh with the curly ends, and no one gives a fuck.
I'm telling you, and
so
nobody
like,
gives a fuck. Nobody batted an eyelash when they did it.
I'm actually confused. So it's like people just love to attack Jordan because it's trendy.
It does.
Yeah. Big hate.
Which kind of brings us into the topic of kind of like being unoriginal, because like we said, there are different brands who, you know, who've done the same thing and just copied it, or like there are different brands who done the ombre look, this mesh material or whatever. But like I mean, thank God I haven't seen any brand come and be like, oh, okay, well, I did this first or whatever. But when it comes to originality,
I mean, it was kind of giving. See, never mind.
Farai London. It was definitely giving Farai London. I don't care what anybody says.
It was giving complete Farai.
Completely Farai London.
But I'll be honest with you, after Farai, a lot of people started copying.
A lot of people,
like even like because you remember Farai's
even
like
Icon actually.
No,
Icon Swim.
Yeah, Farai's original, like one of their first like collections they put out. It was like the like swirl.
Yeah, people was copying that first.
Man,
but I'm telling
it was
you,
like nonstop.
Girl, people have so many dupes of that dress. Even that's what's like Louisa Ballou. I don't know which one came first, but that brand, that brand, it gives Farai London. It gives Farai London every single. I'm just like, damn, Farai London really was the blueprint for the girlies. I'm so sorry.
Even Kai, I don't know. I'm like, it's so many.
But Kai has been around for a little bit.
Yeah, but I'm like the fabrics and material are so similar.
They are.
Jordan coming out, I'm like,
but I feel like
y'all can't.
I feel like Kai
stuff is new.
Yeah, Kai is definitely like all sheer.
Yeah,
Kai Collective is like completely like it, and that's been their thing for like collection after collection.
Yeah.
So,
but okay, so let's talk about it. Like, when it comes to originality, I feel like girl or women, we like to let me not say we. Some women like to act like people are copying them all the time when it really just be like, sometimes you
Chelsea,
could be
come on now.
Chelsea, come on now. And you bought the same jacket as the girl.
Chelsea, come on now.
But yeah, so a lot of people like to act like people are copying them when sometimes you could be inspiring them. But like, I think there is a fine line between like inspiration and flat out copying. I really do. So how do y'all feel like, okay, let's say somebody like, let's say they post an Instagram picture with the same outfit. I guess the same outfit and the same concept as you. Like, how would you feel? Like, do you feel like, okay, I'm giving inspo, or like she just copied me?
The only thing I really have an issue with is like when you take my full blown caption, and then it's like, oh my gosh, are you like a copy? No, but like when it comes to like the whole concept and like then you take the whole caption.
Has that happened to you before?
It may happen. the concept.
So the only thing I have seen is like I posted a picture and then literally like 2 days later someone had this exact same caption.
No, people do be stealing captions.
People do be stealing captions
wow.
hard. Y'all couldn't even give it a month time. Like
at least let some time pass.
It literally be the next day. But sometimes the only time I don't give grace in that because social media is just it's so fast. It's constantly moving.
Yeah.
Sometimes you see things and the next day you're like,
where did I get that from?
Yeah, where did I get this idea from? And you won't even know till you look back and you're like, I hope I
stole that hoe. That's definitely happened to me where I'm like, oh my gosh, I stole it when it wasn't like, and the thing, it was a lyric too. So it's just like, damn, like I didn't steal it, but it looks like I stole the caption. But I'm not gonna lie, I don't know. Caption is one thing, but like I'm talking about picture concept. Like,
I do think it's kind of hard to be original now on social media. And I really do. I think it's hard to be original because I think that what pushes and drives like people is kind of like the same look and the same concept. Like we are in like this like BBL curvy like era. So like a lot of people are going for that look. And sometimes I do feel like there are people that are actually fashion forward and they are original and they don't get that same like play as some of these other people. So I feel like in that regards, like if they want to be an influencer, they feel like, you know, I got to do what the trend is now.
Okay, so do you feel like, okay, so again, if somebody copies you, do you feel like they need to give you credit or do you feel like it just is what it is?
It just is what it is.
I don't know.
I mean, I feel like if you influence someone, you influence someone. Like, I mean, and people that are woke and be paying attention, they're going to understand like, oh, she got that from such and such. Like, you know, so I don't really feel like that person needs to be, oh, Crystal, I got this inspo from Crystal. No, that's a boost.
I mean, it
Because
would
like,
be nice though.
Because you're not celebrity.
That was the TikTok I saw.
No.
That reminds me of this TikTok I saw where she was literally an influencer and she like had a wedding and then she made a video saying something like, oh, this girl stole my wedding idea and she stole my dress and she stole this, da-da-da. And mind you, the girl did come with receipts like, I did not steal any of your ideas. We just both had our wedding at the same venue and those ideas are just you know what I mean? It just happened to go with that venue. You know, that's not yours. But at the same time, people in the comments were like, you're an influencer and you're mad that people are influenced. Like, makes sense. And I was like, that's a good point. That's a good point. Like, you need to figure out if you're going to be influenced.
Point of your role is for people to copy you.
That reminds me of that.
Your style.
It reminds me of that
you
influencer who got mad that a girl put her husband on her vision board.
Oh God, let's not do that. Yeah, but
Yeah,
no,
that's
why I was asking. And
I mean, she kind of boosted that though. I'm not going to lie.
I mean, but no, that's why I was asking for like people who like, let's say people for myself. I don't consider myself an influencer, at least to like my personal life. I don't consider myself an influencer. But I have seen people who have turned around and copied everything word for word, bar for bar. And I just was like, and the thing is, they have a bigger market. So they're considered like, you know, an influencer. And it's just like, damn, like.
I mean, for me personally, the only thing I have an issue with is whenever I see people be copying from the podcast. I really do think it's a little bit weird. I'm sorry. Like, I think it's like.
But that's also
because I feel like I feel like you can tweak things and make them a little bit like original towards you to where like it wouldn't be such a broad statement that's like, we know where you clearly got this from, you know? So
but I feel like it's kind of hard because again, like we are a podcast with first of all, we have the upper hand a little bit just because we have 5 women. So that's 5 different thoughts jogging, you know, 5 different inspirations, 5 different, you know, whatever. So I do, and not only that, like, I feel like being a women-based being
I'm watching Jori play with jelly beans.
Sorry. No, being a woman-based podcast, I think that sometimes like what we're gonna talk about, it just becomes like a melting pot. Like I've heard like when we talk about one thing and then another podcast may go back and talk about it, and then another podcast may go back and talk about it. And I've also heard us all drop around the same time where it's like we really didn't copy each other, we just dropped at the same time or whatever. So it kind of just becomes like, I don't know. I feel like when you are, because we are women podcasts, there's a lot of people who just gonna talk about the same thing. We go through the same shit, honestly.
Yeah,
like we have similar experience. Unfortunately, like that, it really is unfortunate. We go through similar experiences, so we're all gonna have similar stories at the end of the day. So I feel like when it comes to like at least topics, when it comes to like talking points, like there's no copying per se. Like people are gonna have different perspective. Like somebody can talk about a current event we did and like really just run that shit into the ground. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like really, really talk about it, dive into it. We could just be like, oh, that shit was fucked up and keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? Like I just feel like different perspectives bring different things, but I don't know.
I don't think credit needs to be like given though. I don't think that's like, unless you're like wearing someone's like clothing or like someone took the photo, like things like that, then that's where the credit really needs to go to. But as far as like inspiration,
Yeah, like it's just
like I'm not your Pinterest board, you know, like
unless you're like taking credit. I think that's the only time where it's like
yes, that's the only time.
Like, people say, "Oh, I came up with this dance. You didn't come up with this dance," or "I'm the one who sang this song. I wrote these lyrics. You know, you didn't." I think that's when it's like, okay, you should actually give credit for who created this.
Yeah,
and you know who this idea actually belongs to. That's when I think it's
now that's going into the grounds of like trademark infringement, like like when you start to get into like those type of waters. Then it's like,
Chelsea, come on now.
Do y'all want to bring it back? Y'all want to scale it back real quick?
Yeah.
So.
Chelsea, come on.
Because you'd be surprised. Because I mean, even in like the Chelsea, come on now, that situation where a lot of it is like fine line. It could be just you'd be surprised, but some stuff just be coincidental. Because from that woman, like who had the influencer from that wedding, you would have thought this girl copied everything. She's like, we had the same dress, we took a picture in the same place, we had the same venue, you had this and this, and I was just like. I was on her side. She goes down to the chairs, at the same chairs. I was like, you know what? This lady, low key, this still your wedding idea. Even though to me, I'm like, okay, I don't know. People take the wedding seriously. The other girl was like, I had my wedding in Tulum. You had your wedding in Tulum. Like that idea, that those chairs.
How far apart were they?
Maybe like a few months. And the thing is, it is possible that she did a copy, but at the same time, you had your wedding in Tulum. She had a wedding in Tulum. She's like, we had our wedding at the same venue. I was like,
but not even just that. First of all, the girl's an influencer, right?
Yeah.
As long as somebody close to me is copying the same design scheme, why do I care as the influencer that I influenced a regular human being for a wedding? True. I should be glad that my wedding influenced you. Like what? Like that's weird. I mean, she needs to reevaluate her.
No,
right? What she wants to show or not show.
Our audience
needs to deactivate. That's when you deactivate. That's when social media is starting to drive you a little crazy.
Yeah, like what?
Well, do y'all feel like
deep?
It's flattering when somebody copies you, or it's kind of just like?
I mean, shit. You should, like, I don't know. I feel like
what Jake say, imitation isn't flattery. Is just annoying me.
Like, I don't know. Like, I feel like this is questions for people who give a fuck. Like me, I don't care. Like, if you want to copy me, go ahead. Cool. The copy is never better than the original. But you know what I'm saying? I live by that. Yeah. But other than that, people gonna know you biting. People gonna know you copying. But it's like to really care about that shit. Like to me, like, is it that deep?
Yeah.
Like you want to copy me? Copy me.
Like
it's
not a big.
Please.
Okay, so let's.
I'm not in that line of work.
Yeah, like I don't care.
Wait, not line of work.
But you get what I'm saying though? Like it's not like I'm sitting here like creating ideas and like, oh my god, I'm like competing. No, I'm competing against me. Like. If you want to bite off it, cool. Like,
but I feel like there's also a fine line between like gatekeeping when it comes to this kind of stuff. Because like, let's say that you find a dope ass restaurant, right? And you feel like you found this restaurant first. Like you found this restaurant first. You put it on your Instagram, right? And now everybody's you've told everybody like, listen, this is where I got this food from. And now everybody's acting like, oh, dope spot in Dallas. I'm influencer. I found this shit. Whatever. Like, do y'all feel like? Would you feel the way if it was that?
So I do think that you have to, in that regards, I think you should give credit to that person, like who originally found that spot, who originally posted it. Because I think that
are you the owner of that restaurant?
No, because I would say this, because if that person has a blog, you know, that they post restaurants around Dallas, new restaurants around Dallas, then why would you not want to give that person that credit? Especially the only reason why I would have an issue with it, especially if it's someone who has a larger following than that original person.
Wait, what are you talking
about? Isn't the whole point of like having a blog and blogging about restaurants for people to go and try those things?
No, it is.
Why do I not have to tell you? Thank you for referring me.
I think Nikki's example she's trying to give is, let's say I do that. I only have 5K and I put people on, and now somebody who has 50K says they came with the idea.
Okay, so what's the difference between that and like clothing? Or like if you had somebody with a smaller line or smaller followers does a concept on a picture and then somebody copies it with more followers, is this not the same thing?
Okay, it depends on if they're both influencers or not. What if the girl with the smaller following, she just does it for fun?
So let's trail it back. So when y'all go to restaurants, y'all really crediting the person?
No, you know how many restaurants I found on TikTok, and I'm not shouting you out.
Let's be fucking for real.
I might be like, oh,
no, you're
thanks
not.
For the info.
I feel like what Nikki's trying to say is if someone asked her, hey, like about a restaurant, oh, I heard it from so and so, you might want to look her up so you can also see other. If that's what the person does, I'm not gonna go on my way to tell them. But if I see a new restaurant and someone tells me, I normally say, oh, I saw this restaurant on TikTok. This girl posts this type of stuff on TikTok. I'm not crediting it. But I'm just putting you on as well.
Yeah. Like even between
my friend, y'all act like I'm acting real crazy right now. What I'm saying is very valid.
No, I didn't say
no. I'll be honest with you because it'd be like, okay, I come to Jori, I'd be like, Jori, okay, so what are you meal prepping this week? and Jori will be like, oh, I got it from this person's page. Send me the video. But if Jori came through with like, you know what? This is my original creation.
No, see, now y'all are changing the conversation.
I was the one who came up with
That's
this
not what y'all said.
Y'all are changing the conversation.
We're talking about posting stuff like we're talking
about you. We're talking about you see a restaurant. Maybe someone was like, oh, I went to Drake's last night. You're like, oh, actually, let me go try Drake's. And then you go try it, and someone's like, oh my God, did you like it? You're like, okay, yeah, I did like it. And someone's like, why didn't you tell them who put you on a Drake's? It's like, because it was not that deep.
It's not that deep.
I went and tried it for myself.
I was influenced to now go try Drake, and thank you. Like, I enjoyed it.
I don't need to start growing your following, and what is your personal marketer?
I get what y'all are saying. Like, of course, you have, like, yes, in that kind of conversation, yes, but like, posting it somewhere, like, I will never put credit to so and so. You just gonna have to keep that.
Okay, so let me ask y'all
that
this.
One.
So do y'all purposely not tag a place where you go like eat, or like a place that you go
That's
like
what I
have
was saying.
fun with?
There's a fine line between that and gatekeeping.
Do you not do that purposely because you don't want people to be put on?
Listen, if I eat somewhere, I'm 9 times out of 10 gonna tag it, and if someone asks me 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna tell you. Like, I do not get like
I'm not gonna.
It's an establishment. Is it mine?
How many times have we went to a restaurant and seen it been run to the ground and just like, okay, I'm glad y'all was able to eat off of my
the way y'all ran down 54th Street in San Antonio, Texas
is wild.
I'll never forgive y'all for that. Their happy hour has never been the same since then. Because of y'all.
Which is so crazy that you're even saying this, because somebody actually got on TikTok and was like, listen, I'm not Keith Lee. I'm not about to tell y'all where I got my food from, because he's like, I want me to go in every day and pay $5 for my food. Now, I don't want this price to start increasing, so I'm not going to fucking tell y'all. And everybody in the comments was like, facts. And I was like, damn.
Look at Philtown.
Yeah, because you can't tell nobody anything.
Philtown has now become Phil City on steroids.
No, $10 for some tacos?
Or even Chipotle. Like, Chipotle's been around for how many years? Now all of a sudden you put veggies and cheese and meat together in a quesadilla, and now Chipotle running out of ingredients. How does that make sense?
Yeah.
You know, so it's like, So
you feel like people should gatekeep?
Like, even like, for example,
I don't think people should gatekeep.
People should. Because the only reason why I say why people should, because I watched a company switch up their return policy behind people not gatekeeping.
Oh, Bath and Body Works?
Hell yeah. You cannot return a candle. When they have them little heavy candle sales, do not go and buy candles you don't want, because you're going to go take it back and you're going to have to pay the difference of what it's worth during that day outside that sale, because of people on TikTok playing games. See?
Yeah.
You're not fucked around now, had to find out.
But I don't,
we're done.
in regards to like restaurants and things like that, I personally don't want to gatekeep, because I want to be able to bring business to that restaurant. And at the end of the day, like, it's really unfortunate. Okay, if their price goes up, it is what it is. And if I continue to want to go there, then I'm going to pay that price. But I do want to like patronize like these businesses and give them business.
But sometimes it's like, of course, but like if it's like a mom and pop shop, like, listen.
What? So those are the ones that suffer the most.
And my friends, like, that's enough. The world, I'm sorry. Because these tourists be coming and get real, like, touristy.
But one thing I do believe now on sometimes gatekeeping, like I said, is like services. Because
then it's hard
let
to
me
get
tell y'all
in.
something. Oh my gosh.
All of a sudden, books, you can't get in.
You can't even book your own appointments. Like, what happened?
Everything.
I had a seat at the table. Now it's gone.
Now every 6 months there's a $10 price increase. It's just, you know, sometimes I don't appreciate that.
What I want to say,
this conversation is triggering.
What I want to say in regard to gatekeeping, I'm whatever. But if you ask me and I tell you, like, can you ask nicely? And once I tell you, you better say thank you. Like, people are disrespectful. I'm going out of my way to respond to you, to tell you something, and you say nothing, or like you're just rude about it. Like, I'm all for giving, but have some manners. Like,
oh, where was that restaurant you went to? Oh, this and that. Red.
You tell them, they say nothing. You can't type a little thank you
on their Instagram story. Like, yeah, me and my niggas was lit.
You're welcome in a reply, because what?
Okay, so let me just to bring it back to the topic. Do y'all feel like I'm dead? It's getting a little personal.
It is.
Okay, so do y'all feel like the times we're in now, because everything is easily accessible, do y'all feel like it is a little bit hard to be original?
I feel like you can be like, of course, there's always trends. But that's why you make it into your own little thing. So then that's original to you. But I feel like everyone's always going to be following something. You know what I mean? Like, unless like you're
I feel like I've never
Mark Cuban and recreating Big Pharma.
I feel like I haven't seen one person that's only doing that. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I can pick out at least a handful of people that are going with those trends, that are dressing this way, that are doing these things. for the most part. So like I said, I don't know who the original creator was.
I mean, I don't know, because let's just be real for the TikTok people. The Charlotte Tilbury little contour wand, y'all know one girl put y'all on that because it got y'all in a chokehold. That little wand thing that Alex Earl be doing, that everybody is selling Charlotte Tilbury out over, the wand stick.
I don't know, but her setting spray is the goat. I don't know about that. Yeah.
But like that wand stick too, but like everyone's like doing it now because, I mean, of course they saw somebody, they liked it on them, and now.
But it's influence. Alex Earl has influence.
Yeah.
Like, she has hella influence. Honestly, somebody's called her like,
She's original on that.
But see, that's the thing. I would have to disagree. Like,
elephant drops.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
oh my gosh,
that product was out before Alex Earl. You know what I'm saying?
She made it poppin'.
No, but who's to say that people weren't buying that product, but they just didn't have that backing behind them to be able to push the influence to the other people? So how can you say that? So how can you say she's the original?
We got to give her credit though for pushing that out there.
I mean, you can, but you can also give credit to people that you might not have seen. What if
You're right.
So where did she get it from?
But let's be real here.
If it
wasn't her influence, they wouldn't always be sold out.
Where did she get it from? What if she got it? What if she got it from?
So then maybe the influencers need to go back and give credit to the smaller.
That's what I'm saying.
People.
So what if she has someone that's making all her decisions for her, who's like, hey,
I see what you're saying.
Like,
she's probably being influenced by someone else.
Exactly,
and that's your job. Remember, I'm the face. You're just the behind the scenes. You're not looking for credit when you're behind the scenes. That's the thing. If you want credit, get in the front. You want credit, get the face of the company. You can't be looking for credit and be playing behind the scenes. That's not your role. So I'm sorry. Be honest here. Like Pharrell, let's take Pharrell. Pharrell's behind the scenes on a lot of shit. He's not sitting here fishing for compliments. People are naturally going to give it to him, but he's not going to sit here, oh, you didn't add me on this. No, because at the end of the day, like, that's your role.
That's completely different because he is getting
gonna
credit.
Drop that Neptune's drop.
I get it, but I'm just saying, people that play behind the scenes are not sitting here fishing for credit. But
it's not fishing for credit because you know your credit is where it needs to be. Your name is going to be underneath the credits. You're probably going to have whatever their little drop lines are whenever they drop like beats and things like that. So it's like that is your credit.
So I have a question. Yeah. So and this is not really going off topic, but when the Carters dropped that song, I forgot what it's called. Step My Money Back.
Ape Shit.
Did they give credit to the Migos initially?
But Migos definitely kept their vocals on there.
Okay. But did they give credit to the Migos initially?
No, but they never give credit.
But maybe that was their deal. I don't know.
It's crazy you said that because I was gonna bring up Future and Future how he did
Drunken Love.
He did Drunken Love, and
but
then
Future knows he did that.
Apparently Beyonce, it was like 6 or 7 months she hadn't used the song yet, and so he used the interpolation to do another song, and he was about to drop it in his album, and then Beyonce dropped Drunken Love, and I think Angie asked him at the time like, so did you get your credit? And he was like, I'm not worried about that. I have too many hits. So
not only that, he was like, people know where the original.
You get what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I just feel like if you know your role, then you know you don't have to sit here.
But I think it also just depends on what the deal was. You know what I'm saying? Like, if the deal, like, okay, that's like, there have been how many songs that Drake has taken from people?
Culture.
Is it right?
No.
No.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like literally like straight up stolen it, and he's taken it and made millions off of it. It's wrong.
Okay.
It is wrong.
I'm not arguing with you there. I'm not arguing with you there. We're in two different conversations.
What was the point?
That's what I'm like. We're now with the narratives change on what I would say.
Because she said that Alex Earl was like the originator of this.
Yeah, and I'm just saying, like, for example, I gave an example with the Migos. Like,
industry
they really
plant,
weren't
like
fishing for
yeah, she's
credit.
definitely industry plant. But I think y'all are kind of saying the same thing. I think what you're saying is that Alex Earl has influence. I think Nikki was just trying to recall it back to what we were talking about earlier, is that sometimes these big influencers do get their actual inspiration from smaller influencers that we never hear about. So in that sense,
I feel like it's
kind
up
of
to them to give credit to the smaller influencers.
Yeah, or we'll never know.
Yeah, we'll never know. But I mean, I guess to be on the same topic of like, do y'all feel like there's certain things that just don't need to be copied or like don't need to be remade?
These reboots.
The song, you know what?
We don't need a 1970 show.
Yeah,
we didn't need a lot of things.
Yeah,
Gossip Girl.
Yeah, we didn't need that.
Yeah.
We definitely didn't need that.
No, we didn't.
We don't need a remake of Chucky.
House Party.
Yeah, we didn't need that.
Oh my god, I can't believe they're doing that.
I didn't even need to see the new Halloween. We didn't need that either. I didn't need that continuation of the Halloween series.
Kyle gonna be in every movie.
Being chased and not killed for what? Like we didn't need that. What else?
Alert.
What else? There's a show that I'm just like, why did we get that? There's another show I'm like,
but then the kind of crazy part is I kind of do like some of the reboots, like Bel Air.
I I never watched Bel Air.
I haven't watched Bel Air yet.
Here's
I
my
do.
thing about Bel Air. I think Bel Air should have just been a show in itself.
So-
I don't
Yeah,
feel
'cause
like
it
it
doesn't-
shouldn't had
doesn't
anything
go.
to do
Yeah.
with
Fresh Prince.
Fresh Prince is something that's just never going to be never going to be imitated. It's like you cannot live up to that unless Will Smith himself can take himself back to the 90s. You just can't redo it. And like honestly, if you compare the even though everybody says it is a good show, I didn't really give it much of a chance. I passed the first episode, but like the acting is just it's just not the same. It's just not the same, bro. So I just feel like certain things just don't need to be rebooted. If they wanted to do a show, they should just made it a show on its own.
Like
And it had nothing to do with
we
Fresh
didn't
Prince.
need Step Up 2, 3, and 4. We didn't need Honey 2,
Not
3. We didn't need Bring It On 3, 4, 5. We didn't need that. We didn't need Hayden Panettiere doing. We didn't need it. We just needed one Bring It On, and that was that. We didn't need it. And two, honestly,
But there was a Bring It On with Ashanti, right? Or that was John Tuckerman's style. My bad.
yeah, and like. The
Solange
best
was in
reboot
it.
I feel like was honestly done well was Raven's Home, because literally like what Crystal just said, like Raven didn't continue. That's a Raven's Home. Like I'm back, but it's like her show now. Like we're not gonna continue off That's a Raven. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that reboot was done well. But everyone else, I'm just like, y'all, I saw what y'all are trying to do, but I don't agree. I don't, because Megan low key was a remake of Chucky. Let's just be clear.
Oh,
Like,
is that
Megan
what
is
it
the
was?
modern day
Yeah.
Chucky.
Yeah.
Let's be
That's
clear
true.
here.
Which is so crazy because like I think they had
Girl.
like their Twitters were going back and forth like, and Chucky was like, I'll always be the original.
Oh, Chucky will always eat you up. Like what? He's a spirit. You're
my
a
God.
computer.
And what about Annabelle? Was it really different than Annabelle?
Yeah, it was
I don't know.
different.
I've never. I
I never watched Annabelle. I just knew it was a doll too.
Yeah, no,
Oh, okay.
it was different than
Oh,
Annabelle.
y'all know what movie? Actually, y'all know a movie that me and Nikki and I just watched.
Oh, my
Fear.
Oh, was it good?
Y'all.
Fear.
I'm not gonna
Fear.
talk it down because it
Yeah,
was,
T.I. was one of the executive producers,
Yeah.
but
Damn.
y'all,
I'm a
You know
supporter
what?
for the culture.
I
That's all
get
I'ma
it.
say.
But it's like I think y'all got lost in the plot a little bit.
I
Certain
think-
things were not connected.
No, I think it's one of those things where where people try to branch out into like a different genre, and there's been like some like originators who've been doing it, who do it well,
and that's their lane.
and that's their lane, and that just might not be your lane.
So
But
it was a miss, pretty much. That's
my
cool.
God.
That's cool.
It just wasn't giving all the way horror and all that. It just was comedy.
All right. So on the same realm of like originality, guys, like, okay, so what do y'all, because y'all know like now dupe culture is very big, y'all.
oh,
Dupe culture is actually very big, and especially now that
It's too
TikTok is out, right? Like people are really like if
It's
you
its own market.
hashtag dupe, it really is its own market. So like, what do y'all feel about like people? I'm not gonna say people. Actually, let's talk about it. People who purchase dupes or who don't buy the original product. For example, I know like the Van Cleef bracelets. Even the Cartier Love bracelets, like all those things you can find on Amazon. Like you can
And
really
in
get on Amazon.
Chinatown.
Yeah, you can.
The originators.
DHgate, AliExpress. You can find a lot of these designers like online for a fourth of the cost. So like, what do y'all feel? How do y'all feel about that? Like, do y'all feel like it's like
I think everyone has a season. Whenever I was younger, am I gonna say I didn't buy a dupe? I have. You know what I'm saying? I was at Big T. Purchasing a LV.
Hell yeah. Oh yeah.
So I'm not gonna say that, but I do think it depends on like intentions, because I do think that a lot of people are stunting with fake
Right.
stuff.
Why not? Let them do them.
I think that's weird.
How is it weird?
Like if you want to buy fake stuff, buy it, but don't come online talking about my fit more expensive than your rent. No, it's not. It's
But the thing
actually
is-
not.
Okay, I
So-
get that point. That's weird.
No, it's not.
But I just feel, but
no, it's not.
to like kind of like challenge what you said, like what's the issue though for someone wanting to?
I think it's different.
What's wrong with that? Is
Because
what
you're
I
hopping
wanna-
online calling people broke and you're wearing fake things.
Yeah, it's
Shut
weird.
up.
Like,
Like,
no,
wear your fake clothes
apart
in-
from
in
all
silence.
that. I get it. Apart from all that, because there are people that really are upset that people shop on DHgate and are saying, "Oh, I have all these purses, but it's all from DHgate." But like, why is that upsetting people?
So,
I
okay,
don't
so
I don't get that.
The
part.
only reason why I might understand that is because it depends on like if you want to take your purse and resell it for its value. Whenever there are a lot of dupes of something, it lowers the value of what your original
It
product
does.
is.
Yeah.
And so
Because Cartier won't even authenticate their
the
jewelry
bracelets
anymore.
anymore. The love
Exactly.
bracelet anymore.
Exactly. So it's like, so it does kind of affect your investment that you might have put into these items. Like if I go spend $5,000 on a bracelet and someone goes and gets it for $100 and now it has lowered my value to $1,000 and I've put $5,000 into it, yeah, it might make me a little bit upset.
Yeah.
But that's not wild too. That Cartier is like pretty much saying like we have no way of telling the fakes from the reals anymore, so we can't authenticate it for you.
That is crazy.
like
very
my
crazy.
thing is
Very
like,
crazy.
I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. Like, because
Now, I don't care
Do
about
people
dupes for
really
like
be-
makeup and stuff like
Hold
that.
on.
That's different.
my thing is like, are people really buying all these items just to resell it? Like, because I feel like some people just buy these items just to have it in their collection.
No,
Everyone
honestly,
I've seen on TikTok, they're not selling
They're
that.
not-
They're actively buying dupes and wearing it as their everyday
No,
clothing.
I'm
No,
not
she's
even talking about
talking-
dupes.
they're talking about the
'cause
original
I'm going
stuff.
off the statement you just made. So
it's not about
are
selling
people-
it. It's about the value that it holds.
No, I get that, but I'm just saying, you know, I don't know. I get it. I just feel like putting people down and like making people feel weird for buying fake stuff. Y'all, Chinatown, all that's been around, and a lot of rich people be shopping there.
Yeah.
So I don't understand why we're
I don't
putting
put-
people in
I would-
places.
I don't think
when
people
that's
need to-
been a thing since.
I don't think people need
dated
to,
back.
I don't think people need to put people down for it.
They
I
do,
think that
though.
I'm not doubting it. I'm sure people are. I'm sure people are like condemning it. I'm not saying that you need to put anyone down in that regards. Like maybe just mind your business. But
I like that.
I can understand why it might like
Trigger them a
make
little bit.
people like side like it might irk you a little bit where it's like, you know, and not even just that. Sometimes like have you had an item that's so like duped out that you can't
Everybody thinks
now
it's-
you scared to even wear it?
Bro, everybody
Because
thinks
now-
it's fake.
Yeah, because now
I'm
you
sorry,
don't.
that Chanel flat bag. If you got one,
That's what I'm
Listen.
saying. Like, because like at the end of the day, like these items, they're not just.
Mhm.
It's not chump change. You know what I'm
Get
saying?
it.
Like you are putting thousands of dollars into these items, and like now it's like you're kind of like worried about people looking at your bag, like if it's real or fake,
Mhm.
and you spent $10,000 on a bag. You know
Yeah.
that's weird.
But I feel like a lot of things too. That's the reason why it's caused things to get duped is because a lot of people are buying things in like bulk. Like for example, like let's go back to the Neverfull. At one point, that was like everyone's starter. You know what I'm saying? But other people's starters are other things, and they're not getting duped out. And I feel like when everyone started putting attraction on that one bag, they're like, okay, you know what? Dupe here, dupe here, dupe. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like if people just went back to just buying selected pieces, it wouldn't be like this anymore.
But you know,
what I mean?
that's different. So a Neverfull is like it's like a staple item,
Mhm.
you know, for LV. It's not one of those things where they want it to be a special product where you only have 20 in the world.
Mhm.
You know, but does that still mean that people need to go make dupes of it? No.
I think honestly, if we talk about the bigger topic or the grand scheme of things, it's like people, because I have seen people who in the comments, like somebody will literally do a DH Gate haul,
Yeah.
sorry, and like just have all the stuff that they bought from DH Gate, and now somebody in the comments is like, oh, like they should have never let you niggas get a hold of, you know, DH Gate, you know, just talking. No, they have. I've seen a lot of people just, you know, talking down on it, and like the argument now becomes like, oh, you guys are just mad because now this becomes it becomes accessible to people who don't make as much money, or to all Black people. It's accessible to everybody. And I don't feel like that's not the case, because I've seen that argument so much, and I don't think that's the case. But I think that, like, let's not downplay, like, we as people, or as women, or whatever, we like exclusivity. We do. We just like things are exclusive. We like things that, like, sometimes it is hard to get. Like, let's not, you know what I'm saying? That's why people do buy designer, because there is some level of exclusivity that comes with it. But I think that, like, again, I would never downplay anybody who wants to. If you want to get the fake, do you, whatever. But I do think that, like, again, people should stop acting like, oh, we do, you know, we want everybody to have it, or we want. I don't know. It just becomes weird
Because I'm not even gonna lie. So there was a girl. Gosh, I hope she doesn't watch the podcast. She was selling a Chanel bag, and it was actually like it was being sold at like a high price. Like, and I'm like, okay, this
It
makes
was a price that was confusing.
it made sense for a resale of a real Chanel bag. And so I asked her, like, because I'm interested in buying the bag. I asked her, hey, like, is this authentic? Are you able to like show me proof that this is authentic? Oh, it's a top tier replica. I'm like, what is a top tier
Damn.
replica?
A
You know,
top tier replica.
like, you know, I'm like, what does that even mean? And so now you're telling me dupes and replicas have levels?
they do.
You know,
They
and like
do.
that's crazy.
Mhm.
Oh, I thought I knew
It
who
is.
you was talking about. But in this story, I was like, I do not know.
No, you probably don't know. You probably don't know. But yeah, so I think that like in that sense, it's like I don't fuck with dupes in that sense. You know what I'm saying? Like I think that's like now you're telling me you're trying to resell a fake. At the end of the day, it's fake. a fake Chanel bag for $1,500. Like what?
It is
But
someone's
that
line
even
of
brings
business,
me
though. People
to
do
the
that.
point that like they even came out at Saks and Neiman and was just like, people are buying fake designer shoes and returning them and getting cash as if they bought the real thing. And it's just like, that's how good the dupes are getting. Like they're realizing after the customer has left that this item is actually fake. Yes. The salesperson can't even tell. What does that tell you about stuff?
I mean, honestly, I just feel like then hopefully this brings an end to capitalism because that's all it sounds like.
Yeah.
I mean, think about it, money, all that is just, it's a social concept. And to us here, we thinking, oh, we're duping bags. You have to understand in other third world countries, they're duping phones. Like it's so much stuff that here we're trying to gatekeep, like, oh, purses and jewelry and all the other stuff. And back there, they're trying to gatekeep phones and all the other stuff. When you realize, like, at the end of the day, like, people are the ones who place the price on these, and we're sitting here trying to protect that price so much, and we gain nothing from it. Like, you're not getting a commission off of making sure this person like, buys from them or not. So like,
I'm like, how much are they paying you?
So it's like it's like heavy on just mind your business. That's how I just feel about it, because it's like when you go home to Nigeria, half them people with iPhones, half of them is not. You be wondering like, how does everybody here have an iPhone? And who am I to tell them like, you shouldn't buy this iPhone. Buy the iPhone you can afford. Who am I to say that to them? You know what I mean? And so like that's how we kind of sound now. It's just like we're just like money has put us in a different aspect to like have a different kind of conversation. And if you really boil it down, like it's kind of simple.
And it's kind of weird. I just feel like y'all just let people do what they want to do. Like who cares? Like at the end of the day, all these items and money is not going to go with you when you die. So like, chill and let people do what they want to do and get off TikTok if it's bothering you that much and delete all your social media apps.
But I think that can also
like,
go vice versa. Like,
what?
If you can't afford it, why go out of your way to get it?
But if it's available for me to get it, then why can't,
and that's what I'm saying. Like, I think that's also like a conversation. Like, I think it's like kind of a toss up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying that like we have to. Now I agree, mind your business. But I do also think it's one of those things because like my little sister, she's 20. Okay, she's in college, and she will come to me and she'll be like, Nikki, like, these girls on campus, they have this, they have that, they have this. And it's like, and that's what I'm saying. But she doesn't realize that. Yeah. But to her, it's looking like, how are these girls able to afford this? Like, how are they able to come in with these things? And it's like, I don't know. If it just, I feel like it gives like a lot of like false impressions to a lot of other people. And it makes it like, younger people are impressionable. And I feel like it sometimes does just send off the wrong message, especially whenever you are portraying this as being something real.
And what that just that all comes back to like how you view yourself and what you can do. At the end of the day, if you're so focused on looking on others, then you have something you need to work on. You're too focused on looking at others. You're not concerned about yourself. You should be concerned about what you can do. And at the end of the day, what others are doing has nothing to do with you, and it shouldn't bother you. And so I feel like that's the problem with this world. Everyone is looking at each other and other people instead of focusing on themselves. Yeah. So that's the problem. And it's hard not to do, but that's the problem.
I guess to me, just reminds you of that conversation that people used to have like with the tipping industry. And it honestly pisses me off because mind you, I tip. I don't give a fuck. But I hate when people say things like, oh, this person can't afford to tip, you shouldn't eat there. If you can't afford to tip, you can't afford to go. Because it's like, if you're not in a position where like you don't have the money to eat out, how dare you tell somebody because you don't have this amount of money that who are you to sit in a fine dining restaurant? So now it's like you're trying to gatekeep things that don't belong to you. And it's like, it is not that person's responsibility to pay for this person's rent. It's honestly the restaurant and, the society, society's, job to make sure this person is having a livable wage. But you're trying to gatekeep and tell somebody who may not make that much money that they don't deserve to sit at a fine restaurant because they may be able to deserve the steak, but they can't deserve to pay to tip 30%. And to me, it's just like the fact that society has evolved to this place where we're just so like, we're just so mean to each other. And I don't even know how we got there, but it's like we literally let money determine people's value. And it's just like, I wish we could just get past that.
And this conversation too comes back to the whole like that notion of like when you go out with people and split the bill equally, like what the hell? Like why is that even? No, y'all, like let's talk about
how did that get here?
What I'm saying, no, because it's like, no, what the hell though? Like I've heard some outlandish shit. It's like, what the fucking hell? Really? How the hell you gonna say you sitting with your friend and you gonna force your friend to now take on extra that they had nothing to do with? That makes no sense to me. No, just so you can dine. What?
Only like
on your birthday.
Only when I heard someone say it was like, you came out, you said you only got the water. If you was only gonna get a water, why'd you come out? I'm like,
what? Can people not have discipline? Maybe she's on a diet. Maybe she's fasting from drinking. Like, so now I gotta pay because I chose to now have discipline.
Yeah,
that makes no sense.
I think that
like people are really weird now. Weird.
Split checks needs to be a thing before I sit down. Like, you need to let me know that before I sit down. That way, I know if I want to come or not. Because if I know that my budget is $80. and everyone else's budget is $150, I might not want to sit down. You know what I'm saying? Because now my budget has now become $150.
I don't know, y'all.
I feel like that's different for us though, because even when I think back to Spain, like one of the dinners we just split it because it's like everyone had ordered the same amount of drinks. You know, it just made it easier. And there was other times we went out to eat when everyone picked up their own tab, and it's kind of just like
if everyone's ordering the same, that's different.
But there's been times where people don't order the same, and it's like, what? Why is there equal even coming out?
Because you know what? Okay, so I know somebody who's come to me and who's asked me. She was like, "Was I wrong?" So she went out with 2 of her girlfriends, and she didn't order any. She ordered a lemon drop. Okay, she ordered a regular lemon drop with, you know, regular house tequila or whatever, vodka, whatever it comes with. So then her friends ordered lemon drops with 1942. Okay. Then
you mad?
Then her friends ordered 1942 shots, and the person who ordered it was like, "Oh, just go ahead, give us 3." Okay.
Okay, I see.
So then when the bill came, they're like, let's just all split it evenly. And the person that came to me was like, well, for one, I got a regular lemon drop with regular liquor.
Vodka.
And then 2, you ordered the shots. I never said I wanted the shot. It was on you who ordered the shot. And I kind of have that same agreement. If I order if I order a round of shots for the table,
that's your responsibility.
That bill's that is going on my bill.
I agree.
You know,
and so I do think that we are getting into this culture where people are like, let's just evenly split things, but we're not evenly yoked at this table.
No, we're not evenly participating
for certain things.
Things are one-sided over
but
here.
I also feel like, honestly, like, why are you going to the dinner? You're not you're not eating. Like,
it's not. No,
I mean,
it's not necessarily not eating.
Presence is one thing, but at the same time, it is. I do feel like sometimes people go not to eat just so they can avoid paying anything, which is just don't go.
But no, it's not even that. It's just like saying, like, for example, like someone just came to eat, but it's the extra stuff like appetizers, drinks, shots.
So,
like some people didn't sign up for that.
Not eating.
So, can I answer your question? Say you're going out with some friends and someone texted you and was like, "Hey, I know y'all said y'all are going out for dinner. I just ate and I'm not really hungry, so I know y'all gonna be eating, so I'm just gonna bow out." Wouldn't you be like, "Oh, that's cool, girl, just come. I want you to come
I'm
anyway."
talking about for a birthday dinner. Like, you knew that this was planned for us to eat this day, this time, and it's like you come, you just don't eat, and it's just like, and
maybe I had plans with my family right before, and I got full at Papados. You know, like
at Papados.
So you'd rather them not go to a birthday dinner because they already.
I was gonna say it's kind of hard because again, presence is one thing. Like, I do appreciate. I feel like people should appreciate presence, but I just feel like I'm not saying not go, but it just kind of look tacky. You just sitting there, you just not eating, you not drinking anything. And it's just like,
but I've been to birthday dinners where people come. I was at something else. I'm now here, and it's like they're just maybe drinking a glass of water, drinking a drink, and
if we're talking
eating.
about play by play, you gave me a different scenario. So if you ate before, that's one thing. I'm talking about you come in, you don't want to eat because you don't want to do anything, you don't want to pay. So it's just like that's strange to me. That's a little tacky to me.
Y'all are experiencing that? I haven't been out with nobody who's doing that.
Yes, I've definitely experienced it where like I did not eat equally. And
no, you know what's crazy?
And I was, you know, and you don't want to be that person at a table of 8. That one person who's like
the outlier.
Who's like, I don't want to split it.
You know what's crazy?
Give me my own check.
My thing is, and this is gonna sound so bad, but I already know when the check is about to be split. When somebody start ordering outrageously, you're like, you don't never order like this.
It's like, hey, 20 rounds of 1942 shots. People love to do that.
Let's get bottle service. It's like at dinner since when? Are we doing bottle service at a dinner?
When did we now elevate the night? We were here for dinner. It's a situation now. Like, okay.
I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah, I have experienced it. Like, I really have. Like, even just like on a smaller level, like where I, you know, at the end of the day, like I got my pasta dish, I got my one drink, I got my glass of water. Let me pay that price. You know, so
I'm crying.
I don't want to pay a 6-course meal price.
So at the end of the day, like, yeah, like I do think, I don't know how we got on this topic, but yeah, let's just like cut that out. And if y'all want to do that,
cut it out. Cause like y'all, cause like let's just get serious here, y'all. We like right now in this economy, y'all really put in like a lot of pressure and stress on people, and it honestly doesn't require that. At the end of the day, y'all are coming together to have fun. Like, it shouldn't be a thing now where people are like, shit, I gotta pick and choose when I can hang with my friends because they give me so much pressure about splitting bills. It's not fair. And so at the end of the day, like, just be kind and be, you know,
but
shit.
I also
Damn.
Sometimes
like,
we've talked about it on podcasts before. Sometimes like trying to just pick and choose what people got. It's just tacky. You sit at the table.
Who cares?
It's a little tacky.
I mean, but if you're ordering a bottle,
No. That's outrageous. That's actually, you know,
this is how I feel. This is how I feel. If you want to screen split equally all on your card, and we'll send our portions to you.
Yeah,
Boom.
that's why I feel like you should do.
That's how I feel.
One person pay for it. We all just send you the money because like it just
Stop
becomes
calling
too
equal.
like we're
But
sitting
even
here
then,
just it's too much.
You know, that never goes.
Everybody gets their portion.
The one person who put that on their card, you always paying extra than what you even
No,
pay.
that's true.
Because I know somebody who was in that same predicament. He was like, "Am I wrong?" He was like, "Because we split it. If they put everything on my check." He was like, "But they didn't give me anything for the tip or anything for tax."
Yeah.
And the grad either.
And I hate that.
Yeah. You got to at least include at least $20
people like,
are y'all
cover
serious?
for that grad.
And that's the
Why
reason
do people? You know what's crazy, y'all? I've noticed people start losing math skills when the receipt come out. Act like they don't know how to divide.
I'm telling
Like,
you.
are you serious?
Literally, everybody's senses go out the window.
I don't know what. I don't know math.
When that
Simple
check
math,
comes,
algebra.
everybody's senses go out the window.
Yep.
I'm telling you. But thank God I got my people who just it's easy to go out with my girl. It's
Girl,
easy.
you know, because nigga, I feel you. Like some people, like, where'd you get this total?
Yeah.
But one thing about me, I'm never gonna say, "Can we split the check?" No,
No, I'm
Yeah, I'm never, like-
Well, what do you mean? In
No,
like
I'm
a
saying
dinner?
if somebody ever says, "Oh, one check," I'm never gonna be like, "Actually, split." No, I'm just
Yeah.
gonna take that
I'm just gonna
L.
take
If I
it.
pay $300 via meal, I'm just gonna pay it
Yeah.
because it's like you're right. It just sounds tacky to
Yeah, it
say.
does.
$300 I'm not paying. I think it's gonna happen.
You're not either with that, Michelle.
Yeah.
None of
No.
y'all are.
I will. I
a
was
voice will be
agreeing.
like, "Excuse me, guys."
No,
Like,
I have
literally.
$300 per person is wild.
Yeah.
What are y'all
I have
talking
Where
about?
are we eating?
It's not always dinner, but just maybe it's a situation where you're just
Oh,
splitting the
yeah,
check.
yeah,
you could be in
yeah.
a section that
Oh,
you
yeah,
just
that's
drink it. Next
different.
thing you
Oh,
know,
yeah.
it's like, oh, we're
Different.
splitting. I wasn't even here when y'all got all these bottles, but it's cool. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah. I mean, I have taken L's
people
on that.
putting bottles on people.
You'll be surprised how people just start making decisions for other people. It's like,
Yeah.
Oh, you're here now, so
Yeah. All right,
Dang.
y'all. Well, that
That's
was a
not
funny
bad.
conversation.
thanks.
I mean, yeah, we veered off a lot, but it's cool. Just
But
like
yeah.
Paulette said, I think the moral of the story is, well, at least to go back on the topic of originality, it's like you'll never be the original. There's always one original, and this is what it is.
And don't stop trying to be original. I
Yeah,
think
that's
that's what it is. It's like, yeah, this world is a little overcrowded, but you can still be original in your own sense. So
Literally.
keep on trying.
And that concludes another episode with your favorite ladies, guys. Please send your motos. And also, if you have like a petty chronicle you want us to read in place of ours, shoot us an email at pettyparty12814@gmail.com. Follow us on all social media platforms, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, Petty Party Pod. And also subscribe to our YouTube channel as well. Like, keep watching our videos, keep running it up. We really appreciate y'all comments. Really appreciate y'all supporting us. Honestly, like, we're in what year? Going into year 6. We started in 2017. So thank you for everyone that's been following the journey, really been supporting us, listening, sharing, all that. We trust me, if we don't respond, we see it. And we appreciate everything that y'all do for us. We do. And once again, it's your girl Paulette signing out. Holla.
Bye, y'all. It's Crystal signing out.
Bye, guys. It's Jori Aaliyah.
bye, y'all. It's Michelle.
And it's just Nick checking out. And I want to say, everyone looks really good tonight. Shout out to y'all.
Hi.
For real.
Shout out to God.
For real. All right. Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Shout out to God. I'm crying.